Hey, peace everybody. Peace, power, and profit everybody. Hope you guys having a good evening. I had one of my little buddies, little cousins had posted on Facebook that she drives trucks and she's a independent contractor and she was looking to go back to work for benefit purposes. So she was looking into law enforcement and because of the benefits. So I was sharing with her that, hey, you know, you could actually get your own benefits. So what I would do is I would weigh my options of how much I'm getting paid and how much of a pay cut I would take, or what would be the difference in the pay, and use that variance to invest in a retirement plan and some health care. So I want to share with you all, I looked up an article, I want to share with you all some information for the self-employed. For those of you all who are out there self-employed, you may not have a retirement plan and you may be looking for healthcare. And I think I have a CNN article and I also have a um Fidelity. So we've talked about this several times. I think in the last 3 months or 90 days, we've been talking a lot about retirement plan, estate planning, all of those great things. And so I have my brother Chris joining me, and he definitely, that's like his number one topic lately is estate planning. What's up, Chris?
What's going on?
So tonight's show is driven by one of my cousins. She's not younger. She's probably in her late 20s, and she's a independent contractor. She's a driver, truck driver, and she was looking for a job in law enforcement and asking and comparing and contrasting the benefits. And I was sharing with her, she didn't necessarily have to go into one of those career fields because she probably, the money that she's going to lose in the pay cut, she could just take that money and start investing it on her own in retirement plans and healthcare benefits, and probably would still have some left over. What you think about that?
Say that last part again.
And still would have some left over. Because think
Yeah,
about it. If she's a driver, 9 out of 10, I'm sure she does. She's probably making a pretty good penny. If she
right.
goes into law enforcement, any of them of any sort, 9 out of 10, she's gonna start off less than 36,000.
Damn.
If that, and we can
Yeah.
look it up. Matter of fact, let's look it up. I don't want to guess. We can and
Mm.
and I was saying that uh understanding what a lot of truck drivers actually make, if her in particularly, that she could possibly look at what she brings home as an independent contractor, weigh it against the salary of any of those law enforcement career fields, and
Hmm.
see, and then take the difference between the two and take that money and invest in a retirement plan and a healthcare plan.
Yeah.
Let's see. Um, let's see. Well, I'm back. You're messing me up. How much does uh, how much does law enforcement make per? So, oh, I doubt it. They ain't making it in Louisiana. I'm almost sure that. Let's say in Louisiana, because we got to be specific. We can't do no roundabout, because I can promise you in Carolina, they ain't making that. You better have been there for a minute. Let's see. Let's see that bottom number, that 30 to 56K. Exactly. That's more like it. That's more like it. So they're making probably 30, maybe 36 on the low end. There's no way of making no I yeah. So they don't make a lot of money at all. And I doubt if they in that area they're making 50,000.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that very seriously. Because it's in a rural area, it's a small area. So given that number, right, I was like, yo, even if they made 40, right, 9 out of 10, she probably making close to 100K, if not more. No way I'm dropping, that kind of money to go when I can get into some type of healthcare plan on my own. The
Mm-hmm.
issue with us of getting in our own healthcare and our own retirement plan, because the money automatically comes out of our pay and we only look at what we bring home. When we have to do it on our own and take that same dollar amount, we get heartburn over it. You know, we lose sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to go over this article right here. It says basic benefit basics for self-employed workers, a guide to health coverage, life insurance, and retirement plans. And this is on the Fidelity website. And you all should get the Fidelity. 'Cause I think they do what? These $75 or something like that. Was that Fidelity? I think that's Fidelity, right? So let's start with some quick takeaways. It says when you're self-employed, you can put together a do-it-yourself benefits package, but you need to be proactive. Use the open enrollment period to find a health insurance policy and fill coverage gaps where necessary. If your health plan is eligible for a savings account, you can use the account to save and pay for qualified medical expenses on a pre-tax basis. A retirement plan, such as a SEPIRA or self-employed 401k, can help you save for the future with some tax advantages. Consider buying a term life insurance policy to help protect your benefits, your dependents, sorry. When you're self-employed, you can get many of the same benefits that W-2 employees receive, including health coverage, life insurance, and a retirement plan. And you can even deduct some of these expenses and lower your taxable income. The challenge is sorting through all the available options to build a do-it-yourself benefits package that meets your needs. Here are some of the factors you should take into consideration along the way. Health insurance. Health insurance when you're self-employed. The quote, the mistakes a lot of us make is that we don't think about health insurance benefits until we're driven away in an ambulance, says Benjamin Escor, Vice President of Healthcare through leadership at Fidelity Investments. That can be especially true for contractors and freelancers who don't have an employer to help them choose and pay for a plan. So it's important to be proactive and get your health insurance lined up well before you need it. In certain circumstances, you may have relatively straightforward options. If you've recently left a full-time job, you may be entitled to extend your previous employer plan through Cobra, but you'll likely pay more out of pocket every month as you'll be responsible for any employer contribution. You can only extend Cobra for 18 months. If you have a spouse or domestic partner who gets coverage through their employer, find out if you can be added to the plan, and if so, how much would it cost? Compare that cost and coverage to what you get with buying your own plan. If neither of these apply or are feasible, investigate health insurance plans on the state or federal exchange during open enrollment. typically in the fall or immediately upon losing job-based coverage, which qualifies you for special enrollment. When evaluating a plan, consider your specific health needs and whether your current providers and local hospitals are in network. Marketplaces like Stride can help you find affordable options on their site. You can search and compare public and private health insurance plans and get recommendations based on your health concerns, preferred doctors, budget, and other needs. At the very least, you need a plan that will cover catastrophe health insurance. One option is to pair a high deductible health plan with a health savings account. HDHPs tends to be inexpensive in terms of monthly premiums, but their high deductible means that should you face any health issues, you'll have to pay a large amount out of pocket before your coverage kicks in. The HSA is designed to take the sting out of some of those out-of-pocket expenses. You can make tax-deductible contributions to the HSA and then draw from it tax-free to pay for qualified medical expenses. You may also be able to use funds from your HSA to pay COBRA premiums. Because funds roll over year to year, can be invested, you can withdraw beginning at age 65 for any purpose. HSAs can also be useful for retirement savings vehicles. Retirement plans when you're self-employed. While contractors don't have access to a typical 401k plan, you may be able to save in a retirement account built specifically for small business owners with a high contribution limit. In other words, you get the opportunity to save a lot of money in a tax advantage account each year. The ability to defer taxes offered by retirement savings accounts is amongst the biggest tax benefits available to most investors. Deferring taxes may help your money grow by keeping more of it invested and potentially growing it. The key with saving for retirement is consistency, says Roger Morset, Vice President of Small Business Retirement Products at Fidelity Investments. Quote, choose a plan and start making automatic contributions. Here is an overview of a couple of those plans. For help picking the right plan for you, try our five-minute quiz, Small Business Plans Sector. SEP IRA is one way for a self-employed worker to save more aggressively for retirement. As with a traditional IRA, contributions are tax deductible and withdrawals in retirement are taxed as income. A key advantage of the SEP IRA is a potentially high annual contribution limit. As the employer, you're allowed to make contributions of up to 25% of your annual compensation, not to exceed a given dollar amount, $66,000 in 2023. Self-employed 401k. With a self-employed 401k, you can make contributions as both the employee and employer. As the employee, you can make tax-deductible contributions of up to 100% of your compensation, not to exceed $22,500. If $30,000, if you're 50 or older. As the employer, you can make tax-deductible contributions up to 25% of your compensation, up to a total amount of $66,000 in 2023, $73,500 if you're 50 or older. Or 401k. Those are just two to name a few. Life insurance. When you're self-employed, if there are people dependent on your income, then a term life insurance policy is essential. As Mahar, head of the term life insurance at Fidelity Insurance Life Insurance Company, puts it, quote, protection is one of the primary pillars of a financial plan. First, you have to figure out how much coverage you may need. Fidelity suggests purchasing enough life insurance to replace any potential lost income from now until retirement. The amount you need may increase as you earn more and then decrease as you get closer to retirement. A general guideline suggests aiming for 10 to 12 times your annual salary and adjusting that to your personal needs. Our term life insurance quote tool can help determine an approximate coverage amount and provide a quote. Next, you have to decide the policy term that is right for you. A term life insurance policy covers you over a set term or a specific number of years. These policies have a fixed premium during the term period. After the term period ends, you can choose to continue the coverage, but the premiums increase significantly and may change every year. For any policy, check if you have a guarantee right to renew. I need to check that. A few things to bear in mind. A term policy is generally cheaper the younger you are when purchasing. Age and new health issues are risk factors that increase your premiums. Your premium is inflation proof. Even as prices overall increase over time, you continue to pay the same amount for the duration of your policy term. This isn't true of group plans. You should review your policy when you experience major life events. Do you have more dependents? Did you receive a huge boost in income? If so, it may make sense to consider more coverage. Beyond the basics, don't forget about other benefits an employer provide, like disability insurance and paid time off. You can set aside funds to create a paid time off bank you can use for sick days or an upcoming vacation. Consider your average daily income and the number of days you may need and set aside a corresponding amount of money. You may want to keep this in a separate account where it will accrue interest. Disability insurance can be easily forgotten, but it's a crucial piece of your safety net as an independent worker. If something happens that jeopardizes your ability to earn money, disability insurance could kick could kick in to help supplement your income. An important factor to figure out how much coverage you need is the payout percentage. Most policies only offer 60% income replacement. Short-term disability insurance policies will typically replace a portion of income for a short period of time, like 6 months to a year. Long-term disability is designed to help with long-term illness or injuries, which may take years to recover from. Get started. No matter what, taking the time to protect your health, your loved ones, and your future may provide peace of mind. You need to focus on freelance career and the rest of your life. I thought this was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a start and an understanding of where you can start or who you can go to and you can look for, and it was easy to understand. Again, I think that as we grow, especially our young adults or maybe even the adults who just mainly probably took a job or in the last few years who really just kind of struggled with the fact of making ends meet. What's up, contrarian thinker? You know, they kind of just don't really have the fortitude to even think about how to get out of the slump or where to even start, or is it even possible to start? And I just think that, and you can give your opinion, Chris. I just think that even when ends are totally tight, that you should just squeeze something anyway, squeeze
Yep.
an amount anyway, and work around it. Because if you have, I mentioned before, you could put yourself on a prorated utility bill, take that remaining of that and start with that. If you haven't already adjusted your taxes, um, you can do that. Maybe not the entire thing and pay zero, but you know how much taxes you owe in a year. You can adjust that. You can use that for some type of bump. You know, um, we talk about side hustles all the time. We talk about, I mean, many people already know second jobs, but then with a second job comes your health. You know, you the more you work, the more wear and tear on that body. And so you got to think about how long would that be. And if you're working a second job, you definitely should have some type of plan in place because why work so hard and in your latter years there's no benefit,
I think
right?
that's why I say, Mo, if you can give 10% to church, you can put 10% in the IRA or your 401k.
You better say that. But what
Yeah.
about the people? What about, the individuals who ain't even going? Just use the concept anyway. If that if that's what plays relevant to you, then you have to use that concept anyway. We talked about last week about the high credit card rate, right? We talked about people gonna go on vacation regardless. I don't the vacation piece, everybody need a mental break. You just try to find a way to do it and maybe in a less expensive way. Maybe instead of going to Disney, maybe you go to your local uh uh like we got, instead of me going to Florida, maybe I'll just go to Carowinds. you know, Instead of me spending $100 a ticket, I spend $33 a ticket. I don't know, you know, or maybe you go to your local amusement, your local park, have a picnic or something, go on a fishing trip, find something, find a cheaper way to vacation, but in the same sense, you could also lead yourself up to when you know it's about to get tough. You could kind of start if you got, especially if you got kids, even if you don't have kids, you could start weaning yourself up to something less, right? So don't be trying to stay on top when you know you're not. Explain to them, listen, we ain't got it this year, we're not going, or we're gonna go somewhere. We're gonna go to I don't know if you want to go to Gatlinburg. They got those bears out there.
Yeah.
Those Hey, them bears are ruthless, man. You been seeing those videos? They going
Hell
through the
no.
cars. Man, when you get a chance, look at YouTube and look up Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I don't know, maybe because they're expanding and they're disturbing their habitat, but a lot of people's been vacationing and the bears been coming out and breaking into their vehicles, taking things out. So they say when you go there, don't leave food in your car, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I know we used to go camp a lot when we were coming up, go fishing and things of that nature. So, being excited about not going to Disney or not going to Cancun wasn't even an issue because we wasn't going anyway. We had those problems. We had those problems. And even now, if my niece and nephew, I mean, I took them to what oh. It's okay. It's okay. You got insurance. It's okay. It can be fixed. All right. It's okay. I took them to where did we go? Bahamas, and then I took them to Vegas, but that's because they just had never been nowhere. So I was just trying to,
Yeah.
my niece is getting older. So I just trying to show her, just a different side of life. But otherwise, I make them save and put away, and I show them how we're saving for a vacation or for a trip. I don't let them just spin wild type of deal,
Right.
um, whatnot. And so now, like my niece, she's feeling it now because when I was used to tell her, fill the scholarships, fill the scholarships, fill the scholarships, she would never do it. And then now all her little friends that started school, now she has to start late because she had to switch schools or whatnot, because she doesn't fall under me, so she didn't get my benefits or whatever. Um, and so she was like, "Oh, I should have listened when I was in high school." Now I have, I mean, she don't have no problem with going to the community college, going to the tech school, because that they have what she wants to do, but she wanted to be in a residential, you know. So maybe I probably should have looked at a junior college for her, or maybe the resident one in at USC Aiken, which is a 2 year, but it's a on campus deal. Um,
Hmm.
she wanted to be on campus. And I was like, see what happens when I try to tell you, but young people don't listen, man.
No, they don't.
They don't listen. And it's not until they get in situations like the example I'm giving to my cousin, she's a truck driver, and I'm like, man, I don't know if I would give up 100K a year to go make no 40,000.
Hell
You know what you
no.
can do with that other 60K? I don't know, maybe your lifestyle just kind of adjusted a little bit, bring it down, even
Truck
half of
driving
that.
trash though, man.
Huh?
Truck driving is trash. I see
Shit.
why people will make the switch. Yeah, you get the money, but you gotta think about work life balance, being on the road. Younger people can do that. They ain't doing shit anyway. But once you start getting older, nah, man, you can't do that shit forever, bro. I'm sorry. I don't care
But
if you
that's
make it
when
300K, but no.
but that's when you make the adjustment. You set it up. You know at what point you don't want to go on the road no more. Then you hire a driver and you send them on the road or what. Now you could change it up because think about it. If she goes into law enforcement, that's 12-hour shifts. What's the difference?
I wouldn't be doing law enforcement. That shit trash too. I mean, it don't
But
make no money like that.
but that's what they see. So all they see is law
Hey,
enforcement,
benefit.
medical, right? And maybe some lawyer careers. They don't see those other careers in a rural area,
All you got is
you
good
know.
benefits. That's it.
Huh?
All you got is good benefits. You don't make no money until like your like fifth year, and then like if you move up or some shit like that. I mean, no, fuck no. That's not
Exactly.
that's not the job I would change over for. No way.
That's what I was saying. I was like, nah, I don't think you want to do law enforcement, you know. But then in the same sense, when you're doing things like truck driving, or jobs that take you away for a long time, in your career, you also got to think about your latter years while you're doing it. And
Yeah,
that's the part we don't look at. So if you are, um, she's like, I think she's about 30, I think she might be about 35, you know, right? About 35, your kids are in high school, whatnot. You thinking about switching over, you probably didn't make some money. Is what you did with it, how much you saved, where you went. Just like we just talked about with the retirement. Like, what did you actually do with it, to make that switch? Because you're gonna be miserable. You take that pay cut, you're gonna be miserable. If you use that kind of money,
yeah.
you're gonna be miserable.
Mm,
That's like the culture shock when we come out the military and that pay drop.
yeah,
A lot of people go back and get a job, and depending on what you actually did when you was in to prepare, you know, it's going to depend on what type of job and how long you got to stay.
that's right.
So it's really about. It's almost like you're planning life as you go. But so many people, they didn't come up with not being able to get a job off the rip. So they actually they plan activities as they work. They
Mhm.
don't sit back and strategize for that moment, that life moment. I tell you about my aunt, retired postal worker, veteran. I finally got to see her when I went home. She did just put her in a nursing home, and I'm sure she probably like, this ain't where I wanted to be. I wanted to go, you know.
Yeah.
But that's that moment in life that when you can't make decisions for yourself, that you should have already put that document in play, right? That's the part we don't like to pay attention to. We don't like to participate in because for whatever reason, we just we don't talk about it. We don't go to classes on it.
Hmm.
It's taboo. But when it happens, it affects the whole family.
Right. It's true.
So so I thought that article was pretty good. And ever since you started talking, bringing back the subject up, even with McKee, with the estate planning, you know, I've been talking
Yeah.
to like a lot of my younger cousins because they making that paper. They either doing some type of welding or some type of driving. Like one of my cousins told me, he said, girl, he said, man, I need somebody to deal with my taxes. And I'm thinking he like net profit, a couple thousand, 20, 30, shit. And he drives. He said, Mom, I made
Mm.
350 last year. I said, you mean who? Like, wait, what? He said, yeah. He said, yeah, I've been making that kind of money. Now,
Yeah.
what he hauling, I don't know. I don't know what the heck he hauling
Yeah.
or whatnot. But, it probably something hazardous or whatnot. To be pulling, but he making that paper. But it's like, man, what I need to be doing with my money other than leaving it in a savings account, So we having that conversation, but we wasn't having those conversations before Keon went to the league, and Keon started talking about his taxes and that 47% he got to give up.
Yeah. 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 Gotta get that.
Let me see what's the other article I had. I had the CNN one.
Mm.
Wait, is somebody else? Oh, somebody else came on. I just hit the button and kept pushing.
Andre.
Oh,
Dre.
Dre, what's up, Dre? I ain't
Hey,
seen
what's up,
Dre
Mo?
forever.
What's
What up,
good?
Mo? What up, Chris? What up?
What's good?
What's... Ain't nothing, man. Just eating my eggs,
Some egg,
chilling.
ball eggs,
No, no, no. Egg whites and then 3 egg yolks.
egg whites, and 3 egg yolks. So
Hmm.
you like scramble the egg whites?
Make it into an omelet.
Got you. I got you. And you
Eggs?
just eat just that? What
Yep,
else you put on them?
I use it as my multivitamin. Eggs is like my multivitamin because there's nothing
Really?
healthier on the earth than the yolk, right? So yolk has choline, magnesium, zeaxanthin, um, vitamin A, vitamin K is the healthiest thing on earth, right? So I use it as my multivitamin, So
Oh man, I had eaten so many eggs. I didn't want no eggs. But it
man,
sounds
eggs
like
is
I
the
need to eat
healthiest
some
thing.
eggs,
Eggs
huh?
is the healthiest, yeah, it's the healthiest thing you can eat. Period.
Damn it. Damn it.
Period.
Damn
Don't
it.
let no one tell you about cholesterol and all that goofy shit. Eggs is the healthiest thing you can eat. There's nothing more powerful than an egg yolk as far as like optimizing your nutrition. It's an egg. Period.
That's why in all them players they got the egg, boiled egg, and some coffee in the morning.
Yeah, well, I think that's culture more than them actually knowing what they're doing, right? But if you study the egg, it's like I say, a lot of the things that your body stops producing as we get older, it replaces it with the vitamins that you can get, and it's more bioavailable. That's just the truth. It's more bioavailable than. So if I eat one egg yolk, is bigger than it's me eating one egg yolk is the equivalent of me eating a garbage can full of spinach when it comes to iron, right? It's just more
Really?
bioavailable. Yeah, because it's more bioavailable. See,
Oh
when
shit,
I
you better be not a believer.
and so when like for example, when you look at old bodybuilders, right? And Chris is a personal trainer, so he'll tell you. You look at old bodybuilders before you had a lot of PEDs. These dudes was eating 36 eggs a day.
Yeah, they was eating
Yep.
by the eggs. That's true. I remember
They were
hearing
eating
that.
36 eggs a day
Hmm. Yep.
Wow.
because eggs is so is so packed with nutrients. It was actually increasing men's human growth hormone, right?
Yep.
And so in eggs, anything that's animal is non-inflammatory. So that's another reason. They didn't know that then, but we know that now. And so, yeah, I mean, that's what changed my body, Mo. To be
Wait,
honest with you, when I was
wait.
working
You
out,
said, wait. You said they what? No, before
I
you
said
said the body.
eggs. I said eggs. Eggs or any animal product is not inflammatory to your body. It doesn't cause inflammation. So what happens
Oh.
is they didn't know that. But when you study modern science now, they understand that now that animal is not inflammatory to your system. It's not. So it's sugar and carbs that's inflammatory to your system, right? How did you think I changed my body? When I was doing during the pandemic, when I was doing 80% of my calories was from vegetables, I was chubbier eating vegetables, right? And then when I stopped and eliminated that is when I became Superman, is when I became like how I'm built now, you know?
Mm.
So I look 20 years younger now than I did 5 years ago.
I need to get on your diet. Shit.
Listen, it's listen, I ain't gonna prostulate and I'm not gonna be an evangelist about it, but
I
in
don't
your
care
back
about that.
chat, I'll show you. I'll show you the difference.
Well,
You know what I'm
show
saying?
me.
I'll show you the
I'll need
difference.
it. Cause I'm like, how you hell you eat all
And
these
if
vegetables and you don't lose no weight?
yo, when I was eating vegetables, I would eat, and this was during the pandemic, I would eat bowls of broccoli, bowls of bok choy. And I don't eat cabbage now, but I love cabbage. I love
I
spinach.
love
And
cabbage. Oh my
what I would
god.
do is most of my meals were salads back in those days. And you
Hmm.
know what I was? Bloated and constipated. I got rid of that, started eating what we call the carnivore diet. And I'm built like a Superman now. I'm built like Superman. And you will be like, yo, what the hell? Matter of fact, I'll show you right now in your Facebook so you can see it with your own eyes. Hold on 1 second.
Uh-oh. They gonna make
Yeah,
me
I'll show
fine
you.
again.
No, I ain't gonna do all that because
It's
it still takes a certain amount of
I'm gonna
discipline.
do some
So all right, here you go. Here you go. Here you go,
try to
Mo.
say
Here's
discipline
pitching.
tree.
No, I'm not saying that, but it's a commitment. So look, that was during the pandemic, Mo, right? You see it on
Mhm.
your
Wait a minute. Let me go to it.
uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
You saw it. This is me
Yeah.
yesterday.
Oh hell no.
Exactly.
You Photoshop. No, I'm just playing.
Come on. All right, look,
I'm
if you
just
think that's
I'm
Photoshop,
messing.
look.
I'm messing.
I'll show you. It ain't Photoshop.
You want me to show it
Funny.
live? You want me to show it live?
I don't really care if you show it live, but I'm just letting you know that
Oh,
that's
I'm hey shit. Let's show off shit. Let's show off.
if you show it live,
I'm
I'm not,
showing off. I'm
disclaimer,
showing off. Disclaimer,
disclaimer,
he's sexy.
disclaimer, the first picture, I'm eating nothing but vegetables in that first picture. Now, in the
I'm
second
good.
picture, all I eat is animals. Period. So I'm just letting y'all know that's not now he'll look. So you can't say it's Photoshop, Mo. Here's another one. All right. So here's another one. So
How
I'll send
many
you
months?
another
And how
one.
many months is that?
That I will show you where the trans.
You
I'll show you
have
the month.
changed.
I'll show you the transformation. Hold on. I'll show you the month of the transformation. I'll show you that month. Hold on. Let me see. Is it this one? I'll make sure it's not the same
Let
one.
me
That's the
count
same
your
one. Hold on.
packs.
Hold on.
One,
That's the
two,
same one.
three,
That's the
four.
same one. Let me show you. Hold on. I'm trying to find where I
Don't
could
be
tell you
showing your
where
stuffers now. Don't be showing your
I'm
stuffers.
not trying to do that. I'm definitely not
Don't
trying to show that.
sh-
My stuff, I ain't got nothing to show. All right. I'm trying to show you
That's
where
a
it
lot of
first
definition.
changed.
That's a lot of definition.
That's when I first changed. The picture I just sent you. So that's when you
He
first when
lied,
I
Chris.
first
He taking Ozempic. He taking Ozempic.
ain't no way in the world I'm taking no Ozempic.
You off the chain.
Ain't no way in the world. But that's the difference, Mo.
Okay, Dre.
I'm trying to
Send me
find the
that send
initial
me that
that
regiment.
that was the first. I'm trying to That
Yeah,
was the
you
second
yeah.
one of my change. I'm trying to find the first. Here's the first one. Here's the first one right there. That's when because you could tell at that time I was a little bit skinnier. So you could tell that's when I first started
Yeah.
changing before my muscle started to pack up on.
Yeah.
Right. And then the first two pictures where I changed is you see where the difference where I have more muscle. You understand?
Yeah, I
So
see. Yep.
the
So
last two pictures is mhm.
the second and the third
Go ahead.
picture, the second and
Is
third
right
picture,
is
those are the latter
are the most recent.
recent.
Right, that's right because you could tell there. What I
Yeah, you
did
working the
was
muscles.
once my once my body got rid of all of the excess bloat and fat, then it put on the
Hmm.
lean muscle. You understand?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see how you
Yeah,
work, or even on the side.
yeah,
Okay,
Yeah, low
right.
bodybuilder,
carb,
You
low
inspiration.
carb, high protein, basically.
say it again.
It's basically like low carb,
Say it
high
again.
protein.
No, I eat no carbs at all. I haven't had carbs.
You breaking up, or is me?
I eat nothing but fats. No, I said I eat fats to regulate my hormones, and I eat nothing but protein. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
Because the brain runs strictly on fats and cholesterol. Your brain doesn't run on sugar or carbs; it runs on fats and your hormones, right? So, for example, I had Chris knows this, so I'll be transparent. One of my wives in Sweden had pancreatitis. And I told her, I said, yo, I said, Mia, stop eating. I said, just eat eggs, fish, and chicken. And within 3 months, she called me crying. She said, yo, I do not have pancreatitis no more. The tumor on my pancreas is gone. I'll show y'all the message where she's like, yo, the tumor on my pancreas is gone. And I was explaining to her, some of our bodies are not capable of breaking down a certain amount of carbohydrates. It just doesn't. And
Right.
that's inflammatory. That's why if you look up now, doctors are telling you that most of our diseases are metabolic. So even cancer or diabetes is strictly metabolic. And so it's the same thing with what's that Alzheimer's now. They're telling you that Alzheimer's is type 3 diabetes. It's sugar of the brain. That's why carbs are such a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you get rid of carbs, your body it just changes. That's it. Once you
Yeah.
get rid of it, it's hard at first because you realize how addicted you are to the sugars that carbs bring, the sucrose, the glucose, and the galactose, right? Now,
Yeah.
when you eat meat, your body produces a certain amount of sugar on its own. That's why you don't need sugar, period. Because when you eat meat, the body produces that. So the key is to focus on your macros, which is your fats, your proteins, and your amino acids, right?
Mm.
Some amino acids, as you know, Chris, as a personal trainer, some amino acids you get on your own, and some you have to eat flesh or external meat to
Right.
actually develop. Right.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
carnitine, right? L-carnitine is a very important amino acid
Yep.
where doctors are showing people with autism and development, right? And so a lot of that stuff is becoming real. Like I was learning this stuff. I think I think I told Chris one time in the back chat on in Facebook. I remember telling you, like, remember I was telling you I was going to Europe a lot, studying under these.
Hmm.
You breaking up.
A lot of this stuff they were saying, and that's how I got onto it. These
Yeah.
doctors, and that's how I found out about it. But it works though. I feel good. Like I'm like I said, I'm not evangelizing it. Do what I want. Let to each to have their own. But for me, it really helped.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. I know that's the truth. It definitely is.
Like
Mm.
one of the biggest lies is that salt is your and no salt is your friend. Butter, as long as it's grass fed, is your friend. A lot of those stuffs are your friends.
Yeah.
Salt are nothing but electrolytes anyway. Literally, the carbs and all of that stuff is what's killing you. See, they'll tell you, oh, beef causes cardiovascular disease, but they don't tell you the same person's eating sugar and smoking cigarettes. That's where you're getting the cardiovascular disease from. It's not from a damn cow.
Right.
There's more macronutrients in a steak than it is in most things. Period.
Right.
Like
Yep.
I said, the only thing more powerful than a steak is an egg. And the only thing more powerful than the egg is something that I even won't eat, which is liver. I ain't gonna eat no liver. I just
Oh,
don't like
I
the taste of
love
it.
it.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about, well, liver,
Yeah.
I'm telling
Beef
you, Mo, if you
liver is
love
the
liver, the
yeah.
healthiest thing you
Beef
could eat.
liver is
It's the
yeah.
healthiest thing you could eat.
I had people come in
Healthiest
and
thing,
I
Mo.
had white dudes coming in. He was like, "Man, this shit here, man, is gold, man." He came in buying
Yep.
cases and loads of beef liver, bro. I was like, "Dang," but he was
Yep.
right though. He was right. If
Yep.
you look it up, he's
Liver
telling the truth.
liver is
Yep.
the most healthiest thing you could eat because inside the animal, that's where all the animal's nutrients is created is with inside the liver. So if you eat their liver, you're getting most of your amino acids that your body itself don't produce. That's why a person, you know, doctors in that I've been studying under in Europe, they say, yo, the a healthy human being or an athlete should eat liver twice a month, at least twice a month, because it's like taking your multivitamins. I compensate for that with just like I say by me eating a truckload of eggs during the week and still having my steak, still having my chicken thigh. So for example, Mo, and then I'll shut up. What I eat for lunch, right? When I eat for lunch when I'm at work, when I'm at the office, I have boneless chicken thighs, a decent sized steak, and maybe a piece of chicken breast. So obviously we know the chicken breast is your leaner protein. Chicken thighs are fattier protein, and steak is a mixture, right? But steak is also going to give me my creatine before I go to the gym, my iron, and my carnitine. So I use each piece of meat, pause, to give me my macros and micros all in the same meal. I break it up like that.
Okay.
Wait, Mo, watch Mo gonna say, people vegan too. Go ahead and say it, Mo.
Huh?
Go ahead and say it. Talk about the vegans and vegetarians.
Shit, I don't know about no vegans and vegetarians.
Yeah,
To
you
be
do.
honest,
Yeah, I won't.
no,
I
honestly, I
won't touch
don't.
that part because I don't want to because I know there are people that do that, but the science ain't for it. I'll tell you that much. The more you study
I
that, it goes against it. But I let people do what they as they choose.
Right.
I don't
I'll tell
I
you that
don't know
much.
anything about it, Chris. To be honest with you, you asking the wrong person. I
Listen,
just
I did the shit before, and I was like, man, no, I'm malnutrition, bro. I was like, no, I can't do this no more, bro.
Me
Cause
too. Me too. Me
yeah,
too.
I was like, no, absolutely not, never ever again. No, that was a terrible idea.
Yeah,
You
You're
know,
malnutrition.
yeah.
I ain't
I
never
was
did
like,
none of them.
that's what eating different greens and all of that. I'm like, no, bro, this is not enough. Oh no, you can
It's
get,
not.
protein from, this and that. I'm like, nah, bro, this shit is it's incomplete protein. That's why it's called incomplete. It's not doing nothing for you. You have to eat like but a boatload of that crap. And I'm just like,
A
no, man.
boatload of it. A
No. I
boatload
was
of
like,
it.
no. Yeah, exactly. So
And when
no.
what happens is when you measure it, you're taking in once you eat. So I used to love sweet peas, right? They used to say peas is good. So when you
I
take
love
in, so
CPs.
but when you look at sweet peas, look at how much carbs and sugar per protein you're taking in. So by the time you get to maybe 10 grams of protein, you don't triple that in carbs and sugar. So you defeated
Right.
the purpose. You defeated the
Mm,
purpose. And that's the truth. Like
yep.
I like Mo, and I'll shut up after this, but like with me, Mo, what I had to do when I was bloated, like I showed you in that first picture,
Hmm.
I had to figure out why am I eating so-called healthy? Meaning, why am I eating all these vegetables and very little and clean protein at that time? At that time, I would never touch a piece of beef, touch a piece, it would be chicken breast, and maybe fish. But at that time, I was having trouble with using a bath. I didn't have no type of bathroom, and I was bloated to the point where my stomach hurt. So for some reason, I eliminated sugar first, and then I started to realize, okay, now I'm not as bloated. Then I went on this like omelet diet, right? So I just was making spinach omelets. Boom. Then when the last time I was in London and I met up with with one of Andre's angels, who's a doctor, and seeing that she was helping people with all their metabolic issues just through their diet. Then I eliminated the vegetables, and that's when you seen the change, Mo, in that picture. So I cut. It's
Mm.
called the elimination diet. I eliminated sugar, then I eliminated the veggies, and now eliminated the carbs, and now you see where I'm at now.
Mm. Just fish, chicken, and eggs.
Say it again.
Fish, chicken, and eggs.
That's it. We call it BBBE, beef, bacon, butter, eggs. That's it.
Be bacon
That's
butter.
it.
Yeah. I'm not far off from that. I could actually do that. Well, close to it anyway. Sometimes I get my weeds. Sometimes I
Hmm.
get my craving. Not often though. Sugar is not a problem for me. But I
I
damn
guarantee
sure
you
was wondering
this.
how am
I
I eating
guarantee
all
you
that
this, Mo.
damn,
I
huh?
guarantee you this, Mo. I
Huh?
guarantee you this. And if I'm right, if you can do it for 2 weeks, and I'm right, you owe me $100. I
I'm doing
guarantee.
it. I'm doing it.
I
I
guarantee.
like a
Listen,
good
I guarantee. Hold
challenge.
on. I guarantee
Uh-huh.
you, if you do it for 2 weeks, you won't feel your body as far as the pains you feel, your daily aches and pains, gone.
Hmm.
Guarantee you.
I'm gonna
Guarantee
do
you.
it. I'm a perfect candidate to do it.
Let's
I'm
see
going to
if
the
she
grocery
do it.
store. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to the grocery store when we leave the gym.
Okay.
All right.
Listen. No sea moss.
Uh,
No
No
sea
sea
moss.
moss. I won't. I won't do no sea
Listen,
moss.
grass fed. Go to your supermarket, get you grass fed butter, right?
I'm telling
Grass
you.
fed butter, right? Get you
Mm-hmm.
2 dozen of pasture raised eggs. Make sure they're pasture raised for you, because
Cash.
I'm get right pasture raised,
Mm.
meaning how when you were, well, you from New Orleans, but like
The
my
brown
family from
eggs.
basically chicken that were raised on
Yeah, I
worms
know what you're
and
talking
bugs,
about.
right?
I know
Right.
what
That's
you're talking
all
about.
you want. You want pasture raised eggs. I don't care what type of steak you get. I don't care what type of if you get bacon, make sure there's no sugar in the bacon. But I don't care what type of chicken, steak, or anything else you get, right? And I guarantee you, give yourself 2 weeks. I want you to monitor your pain because I know you have aches and pains in your body, right? I want you to monitor that.
Yeah,
By the
inflammation is
second,
an issue. Mm-hmm.
exactly. By the second week, I want you to hit my inbox and be totally on. Now, if you say you still got a bunch of pain, I'll be like, well, either go a little bit longer or stop. But if you can see
No,
the difference, then just say, I'll see the difference.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay!
And
Make sure.
shoot,
Wait, what kind of butter was that again?
beef butter, grass fed beef butter.
Yep. You want grass-fed butter. That's what you want. You want grass-fed butter. And you don't want it to have sugar, so you want the grass-fed butter, salted, not sweetened, and that's it. And listen, you'll survive off that. You'll survive off that. And guess what, Mo? You can eat to
What?
satiety. You can eat anytime you hungry, eat. It ain't gonna put no weight on you. Meat will not put weight on you. You know, just eat. If you feel hungry, eat. That's it. You don't have to deprive yourself. You know why? Because your body absorbs all the nutrients from meat. All of it is going to
I
absorb it.
got it.
It's not going to sit in your see your gut or your microbiome.
Wait a minute. Can I drink tea?
As long as it's not sweetened.
Honey citrus. Oh no, mint is
Long as it's
grass.
Drink,
not long as it's
drink
not sweetened,
water.
Okay, so
Mo.
I have to just do the regular tea. I don't like sweet
Or
anyway.
drink water. Or drink water.
I
Drink water.
I got water.
No, drink. You gotta constantly drink it. Drink it like it's a part of the meal.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow that. I'm not a soda drinker, so
You're a tea drinker
Yeah,
I'm
though.
you
I'm
don't
a
want
no. I
anything
drink.
that's going.
I was drinking diet green tea. That's what I was drinking.
Well, yeah, you don't
So
want anything that causes you to have this, like, that triggers you to have anything sweet or anything carbs. But if
oh,
you
I don't
have
have
the
to worry about that.
discipline, if you have discipline to drink water, listen, if you can drink, if I don't know if you have it, if they have it, because this is what I drink outside of water. So I don't know if they have it by you, because I know in the South, Snapple is not
Yeah, we got Snapple.
major. Well, if you can find the sugar-free ones, then you could drink that all day long.
But
If
then
you could find the sugar-free ones.
but then I could drink the green tea.
I know. I'm just telling you what works for me. Now, the
Let me show
fact that
you the
I
label.
studied
Hold
it,
on. Let me show
yeah,
you the label.
send me to my Facebook so I can see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you
But
that label
I would say stay on the water. But if you
I can
can
do
find
water.
sugar-free Snapple because it's good and it eliminates the sugar out of it, and it's still a good drink where you don't have to have that taste in your mouth.
Snapple
Let's see it.
zero zero. Wait, I
No,
see sugar. I
sugar
see
free.
sugar-free Snapple.
There you go. There you go. If you can get that,
Let me look at it.
it tastes good, and you won't have that addictive to sugar type feel in your body.
I don't have an addiction to sugar.
All right, then you good then. Drink water.
I never did.
Okay, drink water.
Yeah, I can drink water.
Yeah, you do have addicted to sugar. If you eat bread
I
or any carbs, you got addicted
but
to
Yes,
sugar.
yeah, yes, you did.
no,
You're right about
no,
that,
but
Jack.
I'm not a. What I'm saying is that that's not something I have to have. Like honestly, I just started messing with bread when I came out the military because everybody else, everywhere you went, it was some damn bread. But that's not
Hmm.
something I got. Trust me, you won't. If I cook, you won't see me cooking bread
Okay.
or
Okay.
having like a roll. If I went out to eat with you, that roll would stay right there on that plate.
We
That's
ain't
not
talking about
something
just
that.
rolls. It could be
No, I'm just
potato,
saying.
rice.
Now, only the damn mashed potato is the death of me. But I don't have to have it though. I don't have to have it. I don't
Okay.
have to have it. I used to be a health fanatic when I was in the military. It's only when I got out I fell off bad. Then all this extra shit started happening. I'm like, God damn. But
When you got
yeah.
back to America,
But
you
I've been
mean, right?
no. Even when I was in America, no, it was when I came out of the military completely. Because you see, for the fact that I had to always work out and things of that nature. Remember, I came from being an athlete straight into the military, so
You could.
I was always conscious of that stuff. But then when I got out, shit, I ain't have nothing. I just went crazy. But anyways, I've been weaning myself. The reason I say I can do it I've been weaning myself to try to do something, strict anyway. So I've been trying to do that for the last whatever. So I'm not far away from it. It's just that the latter part of what Drake said, I was doing them salads and it wasn't making no damn progress. Like, what
Yep.
the hell is going
Yep.
on? I was salmon, salad,
Yep.
chicken breast salad, shrimp salad. No progress. I mean, I made a little progress, but it looked like I should have made a lot of progress. Now,
Right.
the first
Right.
time I lost that 45 pounds in 21, I was eating. I'm telling you what I was eating. I was eating. Of course, I had the sea moss. I was putting that sea moss in my oatmeal in the morning, and I had 3 bottles of water. First thing before I ate anything, I had 3 bottles of water. I was putting that sea moss in my oatmeal, and then at lunch I had a smoothie, and I was meal prepping, but it was just like meat and veggies. It was meat and veggies though. And that's it. That's all I was eating the whole time. And then on Fridays, Thursdays, and Fridays, I had one of the salads. Either I had a shrimp salad or I had a tuna salad, and that's how I was just rocking it. Now the weekend, I might have a regular meal, but it wasn't that serious. And in the first 30 days, I lost that 45 pounds. Just like bam, just gone, just whoop out of there. I was like, oh shit. But
Yeah.
I had the knee surgery and then had a little mental thing going on and then shit just snuck back up on me. So I'm ready to do it again. Um I've been working, I've been weaning myself, I've been working on it. So I'm not eating and I can eliminate the carb. But I have been having it, but I can eliminate it, so it's no big deal. 2 weeks, yeah, I could do that with my eyes closed. I'd knock it out. I'm not mark this day. Hold on, let me put it in my calendar.
We gonna see. We gonna see.
Yeah, I want to be a success story. Shit, I need some abs like Dre so I can put my 2 piece on. Um, Let me see.
Yeah.
The 21st, so that means to the 4th. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, to the 5th. So the 4th on
Well,
my
I'll
mama
break
birthday.
down. I,
You breaking up.
I
You breaking up.
was is.
Yeah, you breaking up, Dre.
Oh, I'm breaking up. Hold on. I'm be breaking up.
No, we
I
can hear
am.
you now. We can
You
hear you
good now?
now.
Okay.
Is that
All right. You get me now. So what I would
what's his
say is,
name?
so the gist of it is this, right? Huh?
Is that Marquise? No, no, no. I was in the chat. I say,
Is
is
that
that
who?
Marquise? Marquise. He was
Well,
talking about the
I would
keto.
say that the gist of it is this, Mo. Understand this, Mo, that your body, if you're eating any type of carbohydrates, you're never technically burning it. You're burning what you probably ate, right? You're not really burning. That's why, like you said, when you were doing salads and stuff, you wasn't seeing the results because you're never really burning carbohydrates. That's why you got to eliminate it.
Gotcha.
And what does your body do if you're eating nothing but fat? You're going to eventually what? Burn fat. So your body then, once you get rid of excess fat, right? You're burning your fat stores. And that's how I got the 8 pack, right? Because now I burnt the excess. So my body runs on fats. You understand? It
Mm.
runs on it
Mm-hmm.
because I burnt the excess from the first picture. All of that is gone. So now what I have now is my body's burning the fat stores. So my energy is not artificial, meaning I don't need that sugar rush or that carb rush, right? I don't
Gotcha.
need that. I
Mm-hmm.
eat when I'm hungry and I try to eat well, when I'm working that day, I'll eat twice. So I'll eat at lunch and then after the gym, I eat when I get home and I'm good. When I'm home like I was today, I'll eat all day because I'm preparing myself for the next day or for my fast. Now, when I wake up, honestly, I'm gonna shred out. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Sometimes I think within a second week, Mo, what you're gonna notice is there's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be days you're gonna wake up. in pure sweat because that's all of that excess calories that's leaving your body. Like all of that
Mm.
junk. Right? Your metabolism is literally gonna just go, it's gonna speed up like a car. It's like if you go from driving 20 RPMs to 100 RPMs. You understand?
Gotcha.
So there's gonna be days you're gonna wake up soaking wet because you're like, yo, your metabolism is like, oh shit, we ain't got this fake shit in our bodies no more. Now we're going strictly off of our nutrients, which is your fats, your proteins, and your aminos. A lot of your macronutrients. But that's it. That's all I want to tell you.
Gotcha. What's
Mm-hmm.
up, Marquise?
What's going on? Peace, power,
The
profit,
ghost of
fam.
the ghost of DC.
You.
What's up?
What's going on, man? I hear y'all still doing the good work, putting it in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what's up?
we
What's up, over
yeah, we
Marquis?
trying to get fine.
What's going on, over?
Chilling, man. How you been?
I've been good. I've been good, Can't complain. Just been, working, handling, everything that needs to be handled. Trying to stay, productive and busy and healthy and all those other good things.
Right on. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, it's crazy that, y'all was talking about that. I've been doing keto for a while. That's like, kind of my lifestyle now,
Oh, that's
you
what's up.
know. Yeah, yeah, and the way
What you eating?
what am I eating? Um, Honestly, most of the time is in between. Well, let me say this first. I use this app called Carb Manager that
I've seen
basically
that.
like you can kind of scan the food or put it in, or they use AI to look at all the macro and micronutrients in the food,
Mhm.
and you kind of set at the beginning like what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish, and it kind of caters what it allows you to do based on that. So mine is keto, right? So I can only have 25 carbs a day. Well, carbs. I can have 25 net carbs a day because I can have fiber, because that doesn't count
Mhm.
against you. But like the
Mhm.
other types of carbs, I can only have 25, and it's a struggle. I'll say it was a struggle a lot more at first, but now I'm used to it. It's just second nature. The hardest part about it is like I like rice, I like bread, I like desserts, I like snacks, like,
Mhm.
and all
Is
of
it?
that has carbs.
Go
All
ahead.
of that is carb heavy that turns into sugar, that then, goes to, causing those issues. So I found, they have a lot of stuff that replaces the carbs with fiber, like gives you fiber carbs. Like I have bread that I get from Aldi that has fiber in it, maybe give you about, it's probably like 3 or 4 net carbs, so, I can still eat sandwiches, I can eat burgers, all
Like
that. I just have
spelt,
to get the specific kind.
like a spelt. I think I said it right. Spelt.
Spell I'm not sure what kind of
Oh,
fiber or whatever they use. The bread is at Aldi. It's like the brand is called like Old Time or something like that.
uh, I ain't no bread person,
Yeah.
but is the struggle because it's hard to find a variety of what to eat or going away from what you're used to eating as a
hmm
selection?
Both of those things. Both of those things. I'm used
Mm.
to eating burgers and honey buns. You know what I'm saying? I love be drinking me some Gatorade, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like stuff that's just very heavy in sugar and carbs. So like cutting those out, and then first I had to cut it out, which that was hard, but then once I start finding replacements where I can still eat the same type of stuff, but instead of like using sugar, they would use like stevia or monk fruit in it. Or even when I bake my own, like I'll get almond flour and some like chocolate. Like I'll make like brownies, but I will use like monk fruit and stevia and almond flour to make them so that it's low carb. So like I found how to do stuff like that, and then I found certain brands that I like that do have low carb, like this what do they call it? What's that one brand? It's one
Mm.
brand I've been eating a lot more lately. Quest. Now, a lot of their stuff is nasty. I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of Quest stuff is nasty, but some of it is good. So some of the stuff that they have like these like I really like desserts. Like I said, I was addicted to the donuts and honey buns. That was just my life. And they have like these kind of like cake donut things that kind of fill that void for me. I just eat those and I'm fine. I don't. It doesn't knock me out of keto. I'm able to stay in keto. And when it comes to eating, like I eat mostly like the same type of stuff. Like I eat a lot of turkey. Like I eat a lot of like turkey burgers. I'll make like turkey tacos, but the tortillas I use all sort of fiber ones. Um, I eat a lot of course, a lot of like, I have mixed vegetables with it. Sometimes I eat hot wings, because that's keto friendly, but it's still tasty, like some blue cheese, and yeah. And then I found noodles that I like I like to eat like, Asian type of dishes like ramen and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I started eating these things called kelp noodles because they have like one carb in them. Like the noodles that's made out of kelp, but they taste like regular noodles. Closest thing you can get to it without being regular noodles, of course. People say they taste
Mm.
like it, but it ain't noodles. But eating the dish, you feel satisfied. You feel like okay, I just had me some ramen. You know, so like that's been some of like the struggle of finding the things that I like to eat consistently. That was a struggle, but once I did that, it's like second nature. My taste buds have been like retrained to appreciate that and not really care for the other stuff. Like when I used to just see people getting pizza and drinking, what I'm saying, sodas again, I'm like, I used to be like, but now I look at it, I'm like,
Mm. Yeah. Like, oh,
yeah, I remember
right.
how it was when I was eating that stuff and how I feel now. Like I just have a lot more energy. Like I said, I lost like 30 pounds. I was at like 235, and I just crossed 200. So, I
Nice.
just feel a lot better, and I just wanted to, drop some of that weight, and then I was gonna kind of bulk up, what I'm saying, probably walk around at like 200. But one of the major inspirations for me to start doing keto is because I had a gout situation. Like I developed gout.
Now, Jay, we just talk about those different type of ailments. Hmm.
Yeah, man, I wouldn't wish that on nobody, man. That I know what's crazy is I've never had a health issue for real growing up. Like I've always been like really healthy, but then out of nowhere, my
Hmm.
toe got pregnant. Like, and I didn't know what to do,
Oh wow.
and it hurts so
How old
bad.
are
Like
you?
I'm 33.
No.
Yeah.
It, gout is in your toe?
Yes, in my big toe,
Oh.
my right big toe. If I eat too much red meat or too much carbs, I get a flare up.
Hmm.
And it hurts really bad to the point where, I can't move. I got to be, propped up somewhere with some ibuprofen, you know what I'm saying? Like hopping around to
Mm.
go to the bathroom. So yeah, it's tough. But when I'm on keto, and let's say I do have a situation because maybe I ate too much red meat, it isn't as bad as when I'm not. It's just like the inflammation doesn't come. Because that's one thing about keto. You don't get the inflammation that comes with sugar or carbs becoming sugar, and those white blood cells like rushing over there. Like that same type of thing doesn't happen when you're on keto because you don't have all this sugar. You
Got
know.
you.
Yeah.
Marquise,
So
Oh,
have you ever ate just beef and had gout? So I'm talking about, have you ever had a day you had no bread, you ate beef and you got a gout reaction?
I just recently had a gout reaction, and the difference was I was eating straight. Like usually I eat turkey burgers, but I was like, man, I want some regular burgers, and I just started eating
Uh-huh.
beef burgers every day. And yep,
Right.
it happened because I thought it
And
wasn't. Maybe it's not the red meat, maybe it's just the carbs.
because yeah, red meat period is inflammatory. Red meat should not trigger gout. Now, the only thing red meat and you are on ketosis. So the only thing meat can
Yeah.
do if you break your ketosis is cause what? The keto flu, where you on that toilet, right? Because what
Hmm.
happens is carbs is so foreign to your body that if you was to go over the threshold of your net 25 carbs, then
Mm-hmm.
you would boo-boo like crazy, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
carbs technically messes up your microbiome within your gut, right? That's why they
Mm-hmm.
give you that's why they give you a net 25. Now, I will tell you a little secret that you haven't learned yet, and eventually you will, is that the reason why you don't get a slight version of keto flu even on the 25 carbs is because fiber technically does not cause you to actually move biles. It causes you to actually hold it. And you'll see that eventually when your body starts to beg, your body's going to only want to get more because you're clean right now. You're cleaner than you were a year ago, right? And so what's going to happen is
Mm-hmm.
your body is going to want to get even cleaner. And then it's going to, like, I'll give you a great example. When I first became a carnivore, where we don't eat any carbs or any fiber, right? When I first became a carnivore, I could have a cheat day, right? I could literally have a cheat day where, let's say, I have, because this is something I didn't understand until about 2 months ago. I didn't understand that every single salad dressing or dressing outside of the company
Mm-hmm.
Primal uses cottonseed oil, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
as I became cleaner with the carnivore diet, you know what was starting to happen? My body, my right wrist on its right side, if I had any of those dressings, like let's say mayonnaise, why does mayonnaise have cottonseed oil? I have no idea. But if you look at behind Hellman's or any 100% so-called pure mayonnaise, it has cottonseed oils in it, right? My wrist would break out like I had like I caught poison ivy. The next day when I wake up, it'll be gone. So I'm so clean now that if anything foreign goes into my body that my body doesn't want, I'll break out. That's how clean I am. It literally tells me, don't eat that. It'll literally do it, which is the craziest thing, right? And so I'm telling you that eventually, even with ketosis, um, you're, your body's either gonna say go cleaner or stays right in that pocket that you're at, right?
Mm.
Because of antihistamines, that's a lot of things that food. A lot of people don't know about food is that when we're little babies and you have colic, right? A lot of times that's your body as babies. Our mothers and fathers didn't know that was our bodies telling us we're not supposed to eat that. And so what happens is eventually what happens, they say the dose makes the poison. So eventually your body becomes what? Used to it. You understand? And so
Mm-hmm.
even if your body becomes used to it, doesn't mean it's healthy for you. It just means like, all right,
Mm.
cool.
You
You just
numb. You
gonna
done got
keep
numb
eating it.
to it.
Right, exactly. So when you become cleaner and then you start to like add certain things to your body, it'd be
Yeah, it
like, nah,
rejects
nigga.
it. It's gonna
It
reject it.
rejects it.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know
it
what's
rejects
interesting
it like a
too?
drop of a dime.
Yeah, what's interesting too, like speaking on what you were saying, I was, looking and I see like they have like certain testing you can have like kits and companies on Amazon where they would literally, test your your fluids to see what foods you have some type of inflammatory reaction to. Like even down to your like DNA. Like there's certain foods and it's different for every person. It's just certain foods that's just going to cause inflammation that a lot of people don't know that that food is causing inflammation because they haven't been tested.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. The one thing that amazed me was when I was talking to a doctor in Shenzhen, China, right? And I didn't realize during the terracotta era of China in the Genghis Khan and the Mongolian era, those were some of the tallest people on earth. Then the agricultural revolution came and they started eating nothing but rice, and the average person is what 5'4" now, where the average them in millennia ago
Mm,
was 6'4", and they were nothing but meat eaters, right?
mm,
Chinese people were nothing but meat eaters up until like after the Mongolian Empire and the terracotta and the Genghis Khan shit. The
wow.
Italians and the people who brought them pastas and shit, That's why they were the great warriors. If you ever go to Japan or China in those times, you look at a lot of their statues, right? These people were humongous. They were average 6'4",
Oh yeah, like you
right?
mean
And
like
they were
ancient China people.
right. They were taller than what these people are five
Yeah,
foot four now. These people are now
yeah,
at that
like
time was
Koreans.
averaging, right. They were averaging 6'4", averaging. So that's what a lot of people don't understand is that the feudal Europe or the Western European diet or the hunter gatherer diet was needed for them because of climate. And they listen, you couldn't go outside every day and get an animal, right? There's no supermarkets at that time. So you had to be hunters or you had to be wise. You had to be better at getting prey. Whereas now we
Hmm.
can just go to the store and you can get the diet. And you notice now you being on ketosis, it's a whole lot cheaper for you to food shop now. Because now you don't
Oh
have to buy
yeah,
none of the filler, right?
that's
You don't
facts.
have
I
to buy
appreciate it.
none of the
I don't even
filler.
worry about it. Yeah, I don't even worry, and
Exactly.
I'm not
You
hungry. I don't be
like
having
literally,
appetites. Like I don't have an
exactly,
appetite.
exactly, exactly. Like literally, you could go into the supermarket and literally go into get your eggs,
Hmm.
get
Hmm.
your meat, and get the slight carbs you're gonna get and get the hell out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just a different lifestyle.
Yep. Get some like some mixed nuts or something. And get up out of there. So you say you don't eat no fiber?
I don't eat any fiber. I don't eat any carbs at all. And yeah, I don't eat no fiber. Fiber is actually a useless. I want you to, when we get off tonight, look up fiber has no use for your body. Your body does not get rid of fiber. It doesn't.
Uh,
So
I done
fiber
did
has
quite
no
a bit
use.
of yeah, I done did quite a bit
Research
of
it again.
research, and also like I would say my own, and I would say I don't know, maybe it's different from person to person. That's one thing I've learned. Like everybody's experience with how their body processes stuff could
I'll
be
send you the
different.
studies on it. I'll send you the
Okay,
studies on
yeah,
it.
cool. I'll check it out. The thing that I realized about myself, if I don't have fiber, I have digestive issues.
That's your microbiome trying to reset itself. That's literally the microbiome trying to reset itself. Literally.
Yeah,
I'm
it
telling you,
don't reset.
your microbiome. Listen, you know what's crazy? Try eating the next time you eat. Like I would say this: the next time you eat like a boneless chicken thigh, right? I want you to steam fry it in grass-fed butter, right? If you could do that for 3 or 4 days, and when you pass your bowels, one thing you'll notice it's it's almost like effortlessly. And then you'll notice that I'm sure you don't use the bathroom a lot right now because you have fiber and slight carbs. I know you don't use it a lot, but like
Hmm.
once you clean out the fecal matter, like if you're like me and you're carnivore, you go through that. I listen, let me tell you something. I had about a month and a half ago, yo, I had keto flu, bro. I thought I was gonna die. My body was literally passing bowels every hour. And I'm like, yo, what is wrong with me?
Yeah, I
I
don't
was
have
so
something like
jacked
that.
up.
Yeah.
Yo, I was so jacked up, Marquise. Yo, no lie. I was so jacked up. My gym is next to a wall. One of my gyms is next to a Walmart, right? I'm trying to go get milk of magnesium to line my stomach. I go and get magnesium citrate, which is the opposite, which is a laxative, and it only made it worse. Like I'm because I'm just sitting in there like yo, I gotta get something because I'm in the gym. You know how embarrassing it is to be working out and every 5 minutes yo. I went and got magnesium citrate,
No,
which
man.
only made it worse, right? But ever since that passed me, I don't. I probably pass fecal matter maybe every 5 days because the thing
Oh, that's
about
scary.
the thing about meat And the thing about animal is that all of it is bioavailable once you eat it. So if beef is
Mm.
mainly protein and carnitine and iron, all of that goes into my body. It doesn't pass it. You know,
All right.
the one thing we learn as little kids in school, right? As soon as you eat something, what they said the body does, it takes what it needs, you boo boo or pee out the rest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm giving my body only what it needs. So I barely have to boo boo because my microbiome is totally clean. That's why it's important to get, like you said, the blood test and study your A1Cs and your triglycerides, your LDL cholesterol, your EDL cholesterol. Once those things balance out, is when you know that you're like perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but you can look that up when you get a chance.
Yeah, yeah, I'll check it out. Other question I had was, what about your micronutrients, right? Because I know you can't get them all from meat, right? So do you take
No, you get them all
supplements
from me.
or?
You get them all from me. That is the exact opposite. You get them all from me. Like I was telling them before you came on, before you was listening, just think about the egg. Look at the egg. The egg has choline, zeaxanthin, magnesium, um, vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin D. Right? That's just in one egg. And if you get a pasture raised egg, they're showing that a natural raised chicken egg versus a cage egg, you're getting almost 3 times the amount in a pasture raised egg than you would get in your regular white egg. So a steak, you're getting iron, carnitine, creatine, and B12. In a chicken thigh, you're getting your healthy fats, your healthy saturated fats, and your protein. So you're getting all of your, or let's think about cod or salmon. I'm not a salmon fan by taste, but I love cod. Look at that. All of your vitamins are mainly what? Cod liver oil or cod oil, right? Your omega 3s, right? So you're getting all of your macros and micros out of animal. And like we were talking about this earlier, if you want to get all of what you just said in one bite outside of the yolk, you just eat a piece of liver, which I'm not prescribing because I don't like liver. But think about it, liver is where all of those things are processed within these animals. So if you eat beef liver, you're getting everything, right? You're getting all of those aminos and micronutrients all at the same time.
Well, I would have to say, this though, right? Why they might have, because that's one thing I do with my app. Like I literally look at all the micronutrients that I receive, and the big thing is
Mm-hmm.
not only like if it has it in there or not, but how much is in it. And I think that was one big thing that I feel like we had in the community. We was like, all right, sea moss has all these vitamins that you need, right? It has a lot of vitamins, but very small amounts of a lot of vitamins, versus your recommended daily amount. So how much the thing would be was, how much of this meat do you need to eat to get your daily recommended amount of micronutrients 100% for all
Uh,
20, 30 of
to
these?
answer that is it's just you eat to satiety. You eat until your body says I'm good because you're not eating filler and junk. And so I'll be honest with you. If I didn't want to eat, meaning if I didn't want a huge piece of steak, I don't need a huge piece of steak. You know what helped me is when I started adding fats. And I hate this because it's super expensive, but I use Primal mayonnaise, right? I use Primal because it's the only one without cottonseed oil, and they make sure you paying for that. It's $14 a goddamn bottle. Outside of
Whew.
Walmart, it's $10. But I use Primal, and you know what I noticed when I was using Primal? I didn't have to eat as much because now I have enough fats to balance out my proteins where my body becomes satiated. Because one thing fats do, it triggers your hormones in its proper way. And so what I'm saying is that you can eat a garbage can of spinach and still won't get the same amount of iron from a 6-ounce steak. Why? Because it's bioavailable. Like you just said about sea moss. You have this vitamin profile, but you don't get the vitamins because it's not bioavailable. Your body doesn't necessarily absorb it, right? Another
Or
thing
it's not
that,
that high in those vitamins
yeah, it's
itself.
just not bioavailable. It's just not, that's the term you're supposed to use, right? Just like your gut is your
Bioavailable.
micro, yeah, it's not bioavailable, meaning you're not, when you're taking it, you're not extracting those vitamins necessarily by getting it. Is there a certain amount in there? Yes. It doesn't amount to the same bioavailability from a specific, because steak is full of iron and carnitine, just like spinach is full of vitamin K, which is a form of iron, right? So then the bioavailability is on the steak side. Now, as black people, we was kids and we're like, I don't know why you eat it medium rare. I still don't eat my steak medium rare. But now I understand why white folks was eating it medium rare, right? The bloody steak, they were getting more of the vitamin profile. Me, I just cook my steak the way I want to cook my steak. But it's night and day though. It's night and day. It is night and day from when I was eating salad, spinach, bok choy, cabbage, and wasn't getting that type of profile and still had to take my biotin vitamins for my hair, my nails, and all that. But now all I eat is eggs and my nails grow, my hair grow. It's crazy. It's just different. Because think about it, vitamin E, you could go to the supermarket and get vitamin E pills, or you can go to the supermarket and get an egg yolk. It's the same thing. You're gonna get more biotin and vitamin E out of an egg yolk than you would get than taking vitamin E pills. That's just the truth.
Yeah, so what I end up doing that have worked really, this other part of my diet I forgot to include, like, so I do juicing too. So I basically
Okay.
created a juice recipe that basically has most of the
Mm-hmm.
vitamins and micronutrients
Mm-hmm.
that your body
Mm-hmm.
needs,
Mm-hmm.
with the exception of a few of them, what you have to get from, like you said, from meat and some other things that it's not going to be
Mm-hmm.
in that form. But man, when I tell you that makes a huge difference, man, you drink that in the morning. Man,
That's
I be
awesome.
lit.
That's awesome. And I think that makes a huge
I be
difference
I
for
feel
you
like a Dragon Ball
because,
Z, man. I be powered up.
yeah, I think that makes a good difference for you because it's lighter, right? If you're juicing, it's going to be lighter on the
Mm-hmm.
body for you.
Mm-hmm.
So in your case, I think it's good because the one thing juicing does do, because you're juicing so much just to make one thing. Think about it, just to make a bottle of cup, you got to juice a lot, right? Because I used
Mm-hmm.
to juice for my mother. And so it would probably take me what, a half a bag of spinach, two apples, a half a bag of carrots. So you're juicing a lot, right? And it's lighter on your
Mm-hmm.
body because it's a drink and you're still absorbing. Probably, if I had to give you an educated estimate, I would say out of that thing, you're probably getting 40%
Mm-hmm.
bioavailability rather than you're getting 10%
Yeah.
from actually eating the raw vegetable. So that's a good
Yeah.
idea. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing, Marquise, is, yo, long as you feel good and you seen that 30-pound result, that's all that matters, bro. That's all that matters. You
Oh
know,
yeah. Yeah. And
just
just the
keep
just
doing what you're
learning
doing
about
because it's
yourself
health.
too. Like, yeah, just really like learning about yourself and really kind of doing kind of science experiments on yourself and seeing how your body reacts to things, of course, guided by some information. But it's been very interesting. And what it, like you said, what it has mostly have done for me that has been really beneficial is it eliminated the extra waste, that just unnecessary stuff that I'm consuming just because I'm bored or because I'm been trained
Right,
to.
right,
I just don't.
right.
That's not
The
even a part
filler.
of the equation, so my body doesn't even have to process it. So it's like having a car, and you don't have to, drive all these miles to get somewhere. You kind of get straight there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the filler. And it's the filler. And you being an investor, like I'm an investor and Mo, like, yo, how much money you save at the supermarket? Like that, now that's extra money you could throw into a
I
stock.
spend $50 a
So
week.
there you go. There you go. Um, that in itself lets you know that it's something that's advantageous. But more importantly, you saw the results. Like you saw the results in your body. And that's, see, it's one thing when you see all these people tell you about these little random nutrition, I ain't gonna say diets, but nutrition, but you don't see the results in what they're talking about. And there's another thing when you
Hmm.
do something and you wake up in the morning and you see that you're 30 pounds lighter, or in my case, probably 40 pounds lighter in my case, probably 40. I probably was like 202. And that first picture I sent Mo, I probably was like 202. And I weighed myself yesterday, I'm 165 with clothes on. So yeah, I mean, but I'm on muscle too though. I'm probably at what 12% body fat. So yeah, I mean that's yo,
You have to get
it's
some new
night and day.
clothes,
And I
huh?
sleep,
You
man, I
dropped
had
30
to get a
pounds. You
whole
gotta go. I had to go get some whole
I
new
was
clothes.
yo, my pants is where I had to get it because like I went from being a legit 34, 36 to
Mm-hmm.
being a size 30. So
Whew.
that's the difference. I had to put extra holes in all my belts. So that's the
Yeah.
difference. But for the most part though, for the most part, my tops, because I work out so much, my muscle is denser than fat. So my tops pretty much look the same. Instead of me wearing medium large now, I'm definitely a small. And in t-shirts, I'm like an extra small. But in like my tops, I'm wearing medium small, really smalls now. But I still get away with my mediums.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
attest to
I
all.
was real. Oh, I'm bad. Go ahead. Obi.
No, I was just gonna say I can attest to all this shit. The shit I put my body through, like I took like a whole year. Me and my homeboy, he was like my trainer at the time because I was really gonna compete in a show. And boy, the shit I had to do and go through, and the shit I learned, like I couldn't hoop because I would be sweating off so much. I would be sweating off so much muscle, just playing a full court basketball game. So I had to
Getting the
cut back
ball
on
wet.
that. Yeah. So I had to cut back on that. I couldn't eat certain vegetables because they would just make your body just look different and feel different by eating it. I couldn't eat certain carbs. Well, that shit, hell, man. Like my body has been through so many different stages. I told Andre them I tried being vegan before, where I was malnutrition. That shit was not good for me. I would never do that shit
Mm-hmm.
again. I don't care if a doctor say, "Hey, you gotta eat none but vegetables." No, I can't do it. It wasn't right for my body, and I knew it wasn't.
Man, you got to know they got the Beyond Meat, man. What you talking about?
Man, that shit's so high in salt, bro. That is nothing but a salt burger, bro. For real.
Salt bean burger.
Yeah. So no, man, that I can attest to both what both of y'all are saying because I did like the no carb, you know, all protein diet basically. Fish, chicken, beef, or whatever. And I ain't gonna lie, to be honest, I lost more weight doing that than doing protein, vegetable, complex carb.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, your body gonna move. Your body gonna burn energy different.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really how your body react to the diet that you do and how you feel doing that. So because there's just so many misnomers out there, and a bunch of
Man.
opinions about, oh man, if you eat too much meat, you don't have heart disease. I'm just like, that's not true. Maybe for somebody that's sedentary that don't do shit and not they don't work out and you just eating
Mm-hmm.
like that and you don't do nothing, then yeah, you're gonna be a slop. But
That's facts. No matter what you eat.
yeah, if you active, you know what I'm saying, you don't move that shit gonna move around, you're gonna be chiseled. I know that for a fact because I did it. So both sides is true, but when people, I get people all the time saying a bunch of bullshit, especially when, the vegan topic come up and, all we
Oh
need is
man.
vegetables and fruit. You don't need nothing else. I'm just like, bro, that's silly. You can live like that. If that's for you, that's cool. But for me, nah, that ain't it.
Raw vegan only. What you talking about? Raw vegan.
Yeah,
All that shit is pseudoscience. I
yeah.
leave people alone because you let people do what they want. But
Mm-hmm.
when you understand what science have discovered as far as the power
Mm-hmm.
of carnitine is to your brain, and how, think about this. 20 years ago, the MLB outlawed creatine, right? But then obviously as years gone by, you can buy creatine in the store.
Yep.
Creatine is the number one studied supplement or amino acid there is on earth. Do you know
Wow.
they
Wow.
giving people, do you know they give people creatine to fight Alzheimer's? They're giving people creatine to fight Alzheimer's because amino acids and certain things that has to deal with animal. Because listen, this is why what helped me become a carnivore is studying botany biology, studying the plants of chemistry, the chemistry of plants in the botany, and you understand that each plant does not want to be eaten, and they develop toxins to. This is why some people, like he said, are allergic to other things, and some people aren't. But if you look at animals, most animals that are omnivores eat one specific plant, right? Just like the koala eats one, the panda eats one. You know, you always hear these pseudoscientists, well, the gorilla eat nut, and I'm like, whatever. But the bottom line is that these if we were casted on a desert island, what plant you gonna go find to eat right now? You ain't gonna go find. You're gonna look for an animal. You're gonna look for a fish if you're casted on an island. You're not looking. You don't even know what plant you're eating. And what happens when you do that, right? And this is why man who are genius, we're genius, right? Think about this. Men are problem solvers. Why do you think, even though it's pseudoscience from the person that said it, but there's truth in it, why do you think most plants that we eat are hybrids? Because man figured out, like, yo, this by itself will kill me. If I cross this plant with that plant, is edible, right? You hear that all the plants that we eat, right? When you study it, oh, broccoli's a hybrid, spinach is a hybrid, carrot is a hybrid, right? Maybe because the original ones was killing them. But plants are an arms race of evolution with animals. Plants don't want to be eaten, just like you don't want to be eaten, right? And that's the difference. And we're just at the top of the food chain. That's all.
Yeah, I can relate.
You know what else is crazy? That I had to find out about keto too is how like the mislabeling works with a lot of products. Like they'll say zero sugar or sugar free, then got multidextrian in there.
Yeah,
That's about to
yeah,
knock you slap out of keto and have you with a keto flu.
yeah. And they using potassium for salt too. So yeah,
Facts.
I'm just like, oh, you can't trust none of this shit, man.
Nah, that's fact. Every time I pull something off the shelf now, I'm looking at ingredients.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got to, man,
every
because
time.
it's gonna be some bullshit every time. So, I mean, sticking to an animal, pretty simple. Try to get the best quality you can. Why I get
Yeah,
grass?
that's facts too. That's the whole other thing is trying when it comes especially to meat is like making sure you got good quality.
Yeah, shoot, getting that grass fed beef. Uh, shoot, go halal. Shit, there's so many halal spots around here. I know it's a lot in New York, so
Man, I get some hot wings from this one halal place. It's such a big difference when you go to another like wing
mhm.
spot. Huge difference.
Oh yeah, yep. Mo, what you doing over there?
Listening to y'all, get me some tips.
Not hot
Get me
wings.
some tips. Huh?
No hot wings.
I
I love
probably
me
won't
some
eat.
hot wings, man.
I only eat hot wings. Like every now and then be like, oh, it'll give me a Louisiana craving. It'll help with that. But other
Yeah,
than that, you ain't got to worry about that. No hot wings or whatnot. I just I just started getting back in the kitchen because I got sick of eating out.
Too much Uber Eats. You got tired of Uber Eats. You got tired of paying them tips.
Oh no, I don't
Huh.
do no Uber Eats. That's my nephew.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. It costs too much shit. You might well drive to go get it. By
I'm
the time
telling
you
you.
pay for somebody to come bring it to you, and then they take about 45 minutes to get to you. Oh man, your food be all cold. It's horrible. Nah, I don't even trip on no Grub Hub, Uber Eats. The only thing I had that I would get from what's it called? What's the other one? DoorDash is Jamaican food because I'd get some oxtails and some cabbage. But
Hmm.
I'm too
Well, you
far
gonna
away
pay for
from the
that too.
Jamaican
Well, I know
spot, so I can't
they
get
probably gonna run you about $17.
it. You already know I go, so shit. I was like, well, I won't be eating it. So
Wow.
it's no biggie. I won't miss it because right now it's about health, so I don't, I won't trip. So I went to the grocery store, and besides, shit, everything costs so much, it'll force you to try to do something different. To be honest with you,
I'm telling
Yeah.
you know, I don't know where these cops going, but they're coming from all directions. But yeah, so yeah, I'm listening to you all and the tips. I remember we were supposed to do a health show. Sean was supposed to come on and do a health show with me. Sean does a lot of health things too. Um,
you. Mm.
but yeah, so I'm digging this. I'm gonna do the 2 week deal or whatever, and we're gonna call it a day. I've already been weaning myself. I just couldn't figure it out. Like it was the variety and then try to find the different foods. It was driving me. Now Cheryl did keto, and man, she did phenomenal or whatnot. I think she lost like 50 pounds
That's
doing
I
what's
think you
up.
should
keto.
try to download the app to just check it out. Because
I
it's a
I
lot of
had it.
people use it. Huh?
Listen, I had it. I just couldn't.
Yeah,
Me and keto, I just couldn't figure it out.
yeah. Because they got a lot of
Cheryl gave me
recipes
a
and
look.
stuff.
Cheryl gave me recipes. Cheryl gave me food lists. She was also adding MCT oil. You ever use
Mm.
that? MCT oil?
MTC oil. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's a health. I think it's a good fat or something like that. But anyways,
Okay.
she had used some M she was using MCT oil uh and berberine or whatever. And man, Cheryl was knocking keto out the park, you know, and I was just like, she would just be like, well, "What's wrong, child?" Every time I put a food in that carb manager, I just bust them carbs. Whatever. There's the things you wouldn't even think had carbs in it. I was just like, what happened?
Yeah, it let you. Yeah, it'll let you know. You think this is like what freaks
Yeah.
me out too is how excessive in carbs some things are. Like, and then I think like,
Yes.
man, when I was
Yes.
little, I was eating these things back to back. This got like 50 carbs
Yes.
in it.
Yep. Yep, just eating it. And then so that's why I was like, it was more the food selection. And I get impatient at the grocery store, like, how they usually say, don't go, the aisles is not your friend. Well, I kind of got used to not going down the aisles or whatever. But in the same sense, the salads were doing the trick. So I was like, something ain't
Yeah.
right.
Nah, I
So
don't eat no
there we I could
salads. I don't eat no salads, honestly.
Yeah, I was like, I know I could do better than this. So I started managing. So we had this young lady, I forgot what her nationality was, but anyway, she came to one of my friends, or it was her cousin-in-law or something, and she was doing a whole bunch of vegan meals, a whole bunch of eggplants and just a whole bunch of vegetable type things or whatever. And I told her, I said, girl, if I don't lose no weight this week, I'm not doing this no more. And I did.
Yeah.
It took it
Ain't
too
no more of these
long.
mushrooms.
I ain't no more
Ah,
of this shit.
She said, I'm tired of
Apple bread.
cauliflower.
Yeah. Yeah, apple bread and almond this and that. Oh man, I was like, this is enough of this drama or whatnot. I did like the celery. I did like the celery and cucumber water. I did like it. I like
Mhm.
celery water. So she was juicing those fresh. I have two juicers on my counter, and I opened one, and the other one is still in the box. I just haven't juiced at all, but
Yeah, it is a
yeah,
little work.
I'm gonna work
It,
this little bag
it's a
right
little
here
work to do some juicing.
and make. Yeah,
Hmm.
sometimes I think I just got lazy. I just got lazy. To be honest with y'all, it's not that I
I
can't
usually
do
go
it,
on the weekend.
man.
Like
I
I'll juice on Sunday. Like the juice usually lasts like 3 days, 4 at the
yeah.
most at a time. And I'll just make some on Sunday for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then usually like Thursday I'll make another batch for the rest of the week.
I mess around and drink it all on my nephew. He
You
like healthy
gotta
stuff, so
Oh
man,
you
my
gotta get the
God.
bottles where
I
you separate it. You gotta
I
separate it.
be
Add a little bit of
looking for the
water to
stuff.
it. You add some water to it so you can stretch it and then put it in separate things.
Listen, I'm not disciplined when it comes to healthy drink because I'll drink it all. I ain't gonna tell you. I just feel like I be listen. I go through the little get that little hot moment. Shit, I'm thirsty. I just want to
Got that
That's
drink.
balance.
wild. No,
Yeah,
no,
they're taking
no.
shots of the juice out here.
You
Yes,
drinking
I have
that
to
like
bring
it's
a
water or something. Nah.
yeah. I have to bring a water bottle to bed, man. It'll be so hot or
So I got
whatnot.
another idea. This is what you could do. You could freeze it so that you can't just pull it out and drink it that quick.
Oh yeah, then I can't. I have to trick myself.
I mean,
It's
that's what I
bad.
learned. Like you have to make doing the right thing convenient.
Yes.
You know, you have to
That's
find ways to save yourself from yourself.
Right.
yeah, that's funny now. That's funny right there. Freeze your drinks so you don't drink them. Take it
Yeah,
forever to drink them.
man,
Or then you
that's how I
get
be
mad at it
doing.
or
I
whatnot.
wanted to ask you and Andre, have y'all ever heard the leptin hormone?
The what?
Hormone.
I never heard of that.
Dre, you heard of the hormone?
Like Lipton, like iced tea.
No,
Did you
leptin.
like Lipton tea?
Oh,
That's what I
okay.
was saying.
Oh,
Lipton.
of course, Mo
But
over
now
here talking about lip.
Hey Chris, I'm brushing my tooth. I know what you're talking about. As soon as I finish brushing my tooth, I'll explain. Yeah, I heard of it.
Okay, all right.
Well, you said pressure your tooth. Like you got what?
like he only got one.
I was,
Great,
I just had an
crazy.
image pop up in my head. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was trying to let him ever seen it.
it really deals with body fat. Regulating your body fat and making sure you keep the same weight. So how it was explained to me was like, let's say you eating clean, right, for a long time. This is why people, they normally crash after maybe like 3, 4 weeks of, a particular diet. So your body gets so used to you eating the same things. So this is for people who most likely are overweight or obese. So what the leptin hormone does is, let's say, like I said, you've been eating clean for a while now. So your body used to the foods you've been eating. So let's say, a particular Saturday, you have a burger and some fries. Good as hell, right? You ain't had this shit in a minute. So you eat it, and it's like that hormone kicks in, and like it's like you didn't even eat the burger and fries. Cause it don't do
Mm.
nothing, it don't do nothing to your body because your body's so adjusted to the healthy food that hormone kicks in when you eat something that's foreign, or so to speak. Now, like I said, this is not for people, you know, who don't have problems with body fat and all that other stuff. I don't know how it affects them. But for, people who's normally not in shape, that normally helps them when it comes to metabolism and that we call it a fat burning hormone. So when they do go out and eat a burger or a pizza or some shit like that, it won't it won't react like it would if you was just a regular sedentary person eating, different shit every day that's unhealthy or whatever the case is. So it's kind of like a stimulant, right? Like it's
Mm.
something um like when it comes to eating anything fatty. So it basically make you feel hungrier even though your body has ate so much fat already. Like a burger, a greasy ass burger, double, triple cheeseburger with fries and a milkshake. But you don't feel like you ate that. It's because of that
Mm.
Right,
energy.
right. So yeah, and Marquise, yeah, I was brushing my good tooth, brother, my one good tooth. But
Oh yeah.
yeah. So the thing about it is like, so what Chris is explaining is what I just said to Mo about 30 minutes ago.
All right.
Um, your body does not, under no circumstances, wants, needs, or can burn carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, when you're a weightlifter, just gives you a certain amount of size because you're carrying a certain amount of water. The first thing I noticed when I do extreme carnivore, if I drank something within 10 minutes I had to pee because my body already had enough water. Your body carries all the water it needs as it is, right? Unless you perspire and unless you're like working out, your body already has enough water. And so anytime I drank something, when I got rid of all the carbs in my body, yo, within 5 minutes I had to pee. I had to get rid of it. And so the same thing with what you're saying, like fats regulates your hormones, saturated fats and regular fats. Your sex drive in itself is run off fats. Your brain run off three things: ketones, fats, and proteins. And the proteins is really nothing but the sugar that you get from eating meat. The actual fructose that your body produces within itself, and galactose from eating meat. That's why you don't need sugar at all. And so what he's saying is that, like I told, your body runs off of fats. So if you ate a double triple hamburger, that's fine. But the fries and the milkshake is the filler. And so what it does is it's like a dope addict. When he got that first high, he spends the rest of his life looking for that high from high. So sometimes, like Chris said, it becomes numb. It goes against your actual hormonal function. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, that's why that's like that.
Yeah.
That's why some doctors, and this is no shot at you, Marquise. That's why some doctors use peanuts of any kind because it's full of lectins. Right? They tell you that if you're on carnivore, don't eat peanuts, right? I know on ketosis or the ketogenic diet is nothing but the more malleable or permanent version of the carnivore diet. You can have, if you want a peanut, have a peanut. You know what I'm saying? But yes, the hormone is basically when the fats, when your body starts adjusting, running off its natural energy source, which is fats, but you give it something else and it's like, eh. You know what I'm saying? So it happens because we're ultimate machines that are natural. And there's an old saying in the ketosis and carnivore community that nature is natural. And so if you're on an island by yourself, you ain't climbing up no looking for no branch to eat, right? I'm trying to kill a snake or go to that river if there's a river to fish because that's what's ancestral. That
Yeah.
That's word. Hey fam, I'm gonna have to bow out for a little bit. I got a VR gaming tournament that I got. It's about to start in a little bit.
All right, bro. It's good hearing from you, man.
Yeah, it was good hearing from y'all too. I'm gonna pull up again. If y'all still on here, I'll pull up. I'll pull back up after I'm done.
Okay.
Woo
Good,
woo.
man.
All right, peace, power, profit, fam.
All right. Peace, pound,
It's
profit.
power of
All right,
profit.
bro, and congratulations on that 30 pounds, man. That's awesome, bro.
It's
Oh,
phenomenal.
appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, that's
It's
awesome. And you walk around like a sex symbol out here, boy.
I'm telling you, man. All right, man.
All
Man.
right, man. If you got an extra tooth, man, I can sure use it, brother. All right, brother.
Before I leave, the crazy part about it is I had six gold teeth at the top since I was 16 years old, right? And then I started getting pain and stuff. So, I ended up having to get them taken out. My teeth were rotted. So I literally had to get my front six teeth removed and I got dental implants. So that's why I was laughing as well, because I'm thinking about, my situation and what I had to go through.
Mm,
So that's why I was funny to me.
But don't worry. Don't worry. It seems like all the
mm,
celebs are
mm.
getting new teeth.
Oh yeah, they nice. They look nice, man.
They get they getting tiny mouth talent.
Top,
They got from talent.
top and bottom. I say, nah, there is no way all these people have good sets of teeth or whatever until they start talking about, I paid for 'em, I paid for 'em."
Hey, it's like how y'all ladies used to do with the weave, man. Hey, I paid for these. They mine.
Real.
I ain't
All
mad.
right, y'all.
All right, fam.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's a thing now. That's a big thing. Everybody got them. Got them top and bottom. They just smiling, just a smiling. I was like, I ain't never seen so many people smile before. You know, hey,
Yeah. What, Mo?
oh, yeah. I was just saying, no, I just never see so many people smile before on YouTube or social media. You
Yeah,
know, I,
they getting their teeth fixed. That's for sure.
Veneers, boy.
I feel
I
like
mean,
why are you getting if you got the money to get veneers, just get the implants. Just go to Turkey and get the implants. I know the average dentist, if you need like I was just playing about my tooth, but like if you need implants, the average dentist makes you wait like a year, right? Because they gotta eliminate quadrants of your mouth. That's how they do it, right? Because one of Andre's angels is a dentist, so she was showing me like they do it in quadrants. Western science, meaning our dental dentists, they have to do it in quadrants. So they'll do back left side, those teeth, then they'll do front left side, those teeth, then they'll do back right side, those teeth. And then they got to make sure that your wherever your sinus from your nose over your gums is at the perfect placement so they don't have to cut above your mouth, right? To even drill the post.
oh
Now in
God.
Turkey, if you go to Turkey, the same woman that I told you about in London, who's a doctor that I was studying what she was doing with the carnivore diet, her mother went to Turkey and got all of her implants in one day.
Wow.
All of them. She went to Turkey and got all of the mouth done. And I'm like, that's kind of like dangerous because they supposed to measure. Went there, got the procedure done one day, and then within 3.5, after recovery, which was 3.5 days, they put you out there. She was right back in London with a new set of
Mm,
teeth.
mm.
Yep.
Oh,
But if you was to go, like I say, if Mo was to go to a dentist in like Atlanta, it would take over a year because they got to do it in they do it in quadrants. They'll do four. They'll drill into the mouth first, put the screws in first. Then they let that heal. And that usually takes 4 to 6 months to heal. And then you go and put the tooth onto the screw. right? They put a titanium screw into your to the bone of your jaw, and then when your gums heal over the screw is when they put the tooth or the teeth. That like I said, they do it in like sets of four. They'll put it into the four posts, unless you're doing a single implant where they'll just put one tooth onto the post. But her mom, Mo and Chris, her mom got that shit done in one day. I was like, yo, that's
Wow.
Man,
crazy.
that's crazy.
Wow.
That's
I
wild.
think I think she paid like 5,000 sterling pounds because you know London they don't use euros, they use pounds. So that's like about 5,000 sterling is like 6,200 US that she paid in Turkey for that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yep, yep. True story.
That's
Just
it.
show me her mom in the chair getting it done. I want to see this crazy shit. Show me her mother smiling after that shit. I said, please don't show me that.
uh,
Damn.
yeah, that's the thing. That's it. They just be cheesing like a mug. Go
Yep.
back and watch some old videos. I'll be like, I ain't never seen this person smile so much in my life.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you know, that's all about, you know, we live in a vanity culture. I'm no different. But like one thing about me, no, I'm when I say I'm no different, I'm just saying like me and Chris Mo, we talk about this all the time. Me, Chris, and Mo, when me and our session, we used to always say, ain't no man in 2024, I can't look at my age, I can't look like how my father looked at my age. I can't
Right.
and be successful with a woman. It's just not gonna happen.
Right.
Now, if I'd have had my father green eyes and looked the way I do, or I'd have had kids. Or I do got kids on it. I just take care of. Them. But I listen, man. If I had my father green eyes, boy, ooh, Lord, Lord,
Yeah.
he he, he wouldn't give me that though. He won't give me. He said, "No, Andre, you're not gonna get my green eyes, son of a gun."
Yeah. Ain't lying, man.
But I'm
Boy.
gonna fly down to Houston soon, Chris. I'm gonna, cause y'all got, you know, now that y'all fully open, y'all got a bunch of dope, hardcore bodybuilder gyms. I gotta hit down there.
Yeah.
Y'all got some
Gold
dope.
Gym.
Y'all got that one Iron House or something like that. That red and black one that's crazy.
Yeah.
I gotta go to, man.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so many of them now, man.
Yeah, I think it's
I
called
know.
Iron Revolution. I think it's Iron Revolution. I think it's called
Yeah.
Iron Revolution.
Got that
That
one,
joint is
level
crazy.
one. Yeah, they got some crazy shit down here.
In there.
Uh
I don't know if it's gone. Okay. Look,
there's one spot out here that
I know I told you I had.
put me
Oh,
on. But shoot, them costs about 50, 60 a month. I'm like, yeah, it ain't I I don't know if I want to spend that, but I probably should. Cause my damn membership went up at 24, and I'm like, man, 24 is trash. It's not even 24 hours no more, but
Yeah, I think Good Life bought over 24-hour fitness, right? I think Good Life bought them over. Good
yeah.
Life is out of Toronto. Good Life is. I used to go to Good Life in Toronto.
Okay.
But my gyms that I go to over here now, Powerhouse and Strong and Shapely, are such advanced gyms that not even 24-hour. Especially now that Good Life is the owner. They used to be partners, and I think Good Life bought them out. But like even when I'm in Toronto now, I don't go to Good Life no more. I it's this gym called Dwell.
Mhm.
That's like the similar to the Iron Revolution joint that y'all got down there. They got this gym called Dwell that I go to up in Toronto. That shit is
Yeah.
dope. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
hardcore bodybuilders gym as well. But I'm gonna definitely fly down there and kick it with you. I'm gonna go to get some 1 day passes and go to Iron Revolution and
All
some
right,
some
that's a bet.
bodybuilding. Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely wanna and go get me some Houston women. It's been a while. Thank you,
The
thank
hell you laughing at, Mo?
I'm laughing
you.
at y'all ass. Shit. I'm
And guess
laughing at
what, Mo? And guess what,
laughing
Mo?
at your ass.
And guess what, Mo? Just like Chris, she gonna pay for the dinner.
Chris, yep. Chris paid for that dinner.
I didn't. I really didn't. I really didn't.
I don't believe you.
You ain't gotta believe me. Shit, I'm telling you, I didn't pay for it.
So, but hey, Dre, that looked at,
What they
hey,
say?
it's
I'm in my
upscale
South
too.
Kyrie, baby. I'm in my South Kyrie, baby.
And in those South the
Hey, listen, if somebody want to treat me out, I'm gonna let them. I ain't on that bullshit. So, if you want to take me out to eat and you say you gonna pay for it, then you gonna pay for it. I ain't gonna fight you on that. Oh no, you the man. If you don't pay for the meal, brother, all these sucker niggas out here, man. Like, nigga, shut up.
Hey,
You
hey,
ain't.
hey,
uh,
hey, Mo. He told that girl, look, I paid you with my compensation and my presence. You got the bill, girl. That's what he told her. The conversation is your payment.
oh, God. I can't. I
Yeah,
can't.
that's funny.
Paid you with the conversation, baby.
It worked, Chris.
Hey, hey, that's what the Lord wants him to be. He's a man of the Lord, man. Gotta respect it. Gotta respect it.
Ah, y'all funny. That's good. I said, look at him out sneaking out.
Mo over here just hating. He want us to get with these old. I ain't even gonna say it.
You said, I want you to get with somebody who don't have anything. That would be too much like right. I want you to get with whoever you feel is gonna treat you and make you happy and gonna meet you and help you along the way. That's what I want you to do. I want you to be messing around with no busters. And she ain't doing
No,
that
that's right.
anyway.
He said no,
You
no
told me.
busters, no
What you
busters.
think
No
they
busters.
doing that way?
No busters, Chris. I mean, make sure they can hold their own just in case something go down. Y'all have a plan. Find out what they financial plan. Listen, I go in the gate. You know me. I'm gonna ask not the gate. You better not say you don't know. You better at least be thinking about it. Let's go straight to go talk to somebody. And
Mo
if you
just
hesitate, that means you ain't got no discipline.
Hey Mo, let me ask you a question. You on a date, right? You're on a date,
Yeah, yeah.
and you ask a man, about his portfolio, meaning like what does he have stash or robbing or whatever, and then you ask him about does he have a 401k, and he really just lives check to check. What do you say to him?
What do you think about saving up for your future? What do you think about having a little retirement plan, the
Okay.
next age later?
Mhm.
If they say,
Mhm. Mhm.
I thought about it, but
Mhm.
I don't really, never really pay attention. I know how to do it. I never really got into it. Oh,
Right.
okay, cool. Let me show you a couple things. Maybe you want to look
Right.
into it. You know, if they say
Mhm.
like, you know what, man, my all my expenses, my income and my expenses just kind of like pan out. Everything just kind of meet. Like I don't really have anything extra. Then I'd ask him, if you don't mind me asking, you want to kind of explore some ways that you can kind of free up some money from somewhere, possibly. If they're open to it, then
Right.
I'm like, okay, I can help this person, kind of lead them in the right direction. But if they be
Mhm.
like, nah, Shawty, that's too much information, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool, nice date, have a good time. Because I know at
damn.
this point, we ain't going no further. Yes,
Mo
Yeah.
using that
Yeah.
man for a date.
no, 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 no. I don't use them. Why would I need to use them for a date? It's locked. It's locked. The downside bathroom door is locked. Just use a butter knife to open it. Use a what? Butter knife and open it. I don't use them for a date. Why would I
Shit.
need to use them for a date? I'm having a good
So you
time. I really want him to
to
better
learn.
himself. Honestly, I'm not really at this age,
Mhm.
all of that stuff probably would have been true. But at this age, I'm
Mhm.
not even really trying to
Mhm.
do that. I'm really just trying for you to be comfortable and you to be ready for all situations, to
Mhm.
be honest with you. So like,
Mm.
I mean, I'm starting to see too many circumstances. I mean, Dre, you went on when I talked about my aunt. So my aunt was a retired postal worker, right? and she also was
Mhm.
a vet. Plus,
Mhm.
72, that means she's getting a social security, right? So now she got all
Mhm.
this money coming in, but she got hit with dementia. Well, guess what? She can handle
Oh
none of her
no.
can't handle none of her affairs and
Mm.
nobody on none of the paperwork, no
Mm.
fiduciaries. She only had to sign one person, which is in Mississippi, medical power of attorney. So she got put out of a nursing home there because she got tired of being places by herself, no family. So he picked her up and dropped her
Mm.
home to our home of record to her sister, which is older than her, and nobody could do nothing with
Mhm.
her because nobody has a power of attorney. Nobody had
Right.
no living will, benefit, no living will. Now she got money, we don't have access to it. So when I
Right.
got wind of it, we kicked in on the veteran side because vets, we have certain benefits.
Right.
Um, and they just allowed him to go so far to talk over the phone with his medical once he said that medical power of attorney, to work some things that way, and then they took it from there. But when I think about that situation, and that happened like about 3 weeks ago, when I think about that situation and a few other situations that have been arising, matter of fact, yesterday I was at a back to school event in a rural area, and this guy, he's married, but he have MS. So he's
Mhm.
so he's he's in a he's in a wheelchair or whatever. MS messes with your muscles and all that stuff. And talking to him, and
Absolutely.
he's a young guy, very young guy. And he has a little foundation, the things he's doing. And so when you think about those life-changing events, things that could happen, things that could pop up, you know, you don't you go on dates. In my opinion, I'm not some of that stuff I'm not concerned about. I'm concerned about, okay, if I date this person or if I get in a relationship with this person, how is this gonna affect me or us?
Mhm.
Are you gonna be so bullheaded that you're not gonna listen to get put in a better situation? Do you like your
Mhm.
situation?
Mhm.
Was it just that you haven't been exposed or nobody has shown themselves friendly enough to listen to the quote unquote dumb question, or
Right.
to even explain? I also shared earlier on the show, I have two cousins, a male and a female. One's married,
Mhm.
one's not. One and they truck drivers and they make a lot of money. But guess
Right.
what? They looking to go get a regular job for benefits. And that's a lack of knowledge. And I'm like,
That's a
whoa,
total
hold
lack
on,
of knowledge.
cuz. Yeah, I'm like, whoa, hold on. You don't need to go get no regular job. That pay cut.
Mm,
You could take that
mm.
money and put it in a retirement plan and a health plan and be just fine.
Yeah.
She was like, whoa, I ain't never heard of that. You just
What?
put me on to something. Yeah, that's what
No.
I'm saying. Like
And
a
that's
lot of people.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy because think about this. They make a ton of money and they could literally go on stash and get a IRA, or they can create a
Hmm.
benefit like a save actively savings plan,
Hmm.
right? It's so and it's damn near what $5 a month. Like if you gonna go and like get a regular job, like no, you better stay where your bread is buttered. Like are you
Yes.
crazy? Like that's
But
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 see that's
see,
the thing about it.
yeah,
Financial literacy, they always say financial literacy without finances is worthless, but at the same time, you got to have some financial literacy, whether you have money or not, to know that if
yeah,
you do get some money, you know,
what to do
there's
with it?
options, right? There's
Yes.
options. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the truth.
It,
Like the one thing I try to tell people now is I'm like, yo, if you get like a big check out of nowhere, you get like, let's say you get like $10,000. I tell people that's the perfect time for you to start to invest and learn. Not take the $10,000 to invest, but take your next paycheck and invest
Yeah.
$200 and do that on a weekly. If you can afford 150, 200 by a weekly, and you ain't got to touch that 10,000, yo, you by the end of that year, you're probably gonna see $20,000 without if you invest in like an S&P or you find a cheap stock and just watch it grow, you'll see $20,000. See, sometimes
But
we're so used to not having money, we get 5 or 10,000, and the first thing we want to do is to spend it. Think about how many people get their income tax check and they got kids and they get $5,000, $10,000 and that money's
Yes.
gone within a month and a half. But if you were
Yeah.
smart and you work, you get that 5,000, 10,000, you be like, yo, that's in my checking account. But the next paycheck now, I can do a weekly investment because I'm still sitting on $5,000 or $10,000.
Right.
And you don't really lose the money. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You don't really lose the money because you're taking it now. Because it's different when you got, because the way I try to make it plain for people, it's different when you got like $500 in your check account. Yeah, it's hard to convince someone to take the next paycheck and invest some money. But if you got 5 or 10,000 in your checking account on any given week, you're not gonna mind putting $100 or $200 into the stock market and then wait till next Friday or whatever you get paid and do the same thing. Because why?
Right.
You got
Right.
$5,000 to $10,000 in your
Yeah.
checking account. And I tell
Mm.
people that you start doing that, if you start doing that, your money will just grow. I try to tell people that, like, learn that, learn
Increment.
incrementalism works. It really does.
Yes.
Yeah, it really does.
Then
Yeah.
the
It really
male guy,
does.
he said, Mo, he said the only reason I cut because they about to, one of my cousins playing for the Buffalo Bills now, Kia Coleman. And so he kind of
Mm-hmm.
they doing this big youth project in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
And so they called me to help
Mm-hmm.
them with the business part. He said, yo, he said, man, cousin, I've been wanting to do something with my money, but he said, man, you gave that workshop a couple Christmas ago. He said, you planted the seed. I was listening. He said, shit, I was just drinking and getting high though. I wasn't even paying attention. But he's like,
Keon
now
said that?
I'm ready. No,
Mm.
I did not say Keon said that. Lord,
Oh, you
no.
said your cousin? Who was you
I
talking about?
said I it's another cousin.
Oh.
I said they have a youth initiative. They're doing a youth initiative in Louisiana. I
Oh.
said my other cousin, which was one, remember I talked about two truck drivers. One of them
Yeah.
was a male and one was a female. And so now they're interested in saying, hey, what do I need to do with up my money? What do I need to think about? What I need to talk about? And so, they how they say that when the student when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. They're young enough,
That's it.
fortunately.
That's it.
Yeah, they're young enough, fortunately, to start to ask that question now in their, in their late 20s or whatnot. But they got a little
Mm.
time to make it happen. But in the same sense, going back to that dating scenario, I keep game on even. I mean, I'm dating now, so I'm not looking for nobody. But even if I'm having general conversation in the airport, like I mean, I just left Louisiana in the airport, on the plane, on the cruise, wherever. And I whip out my phone. I put my phone on the stock screen on purpose. I pull out my stash on my Acorn
Mm.
on purpose so somebody can ask me what it is so I can strike that conversation, especially if it's one of our own. And I've learned how to keep it real, keep it
Mm.
short, but
Mm-hmm.
also keep it in
Mm-hmm.
the elementary terms so that they can
Mm-hmm.
be inquisitive. Because too often now we have, people who, whether they have kids or they don't have kids, where they just live in life and they probably have always lived life. But the older you get and life situations start to happen, you like, oh snap. Okay, I didn't really think that was important. Well, it is. And back to your point earlier, when I said they didn't know, well, they're not having those conversations. They're having the conversations of, hey, what club we hitting tonight? Hey, I'm off. I'm gonna be off for 3 days. I don't hit the road in a few days. Yo, let's turn up. Come to the house. We put something on the grill. That's the conversations they have. Dominoes and spades. Let's play some Blu-ray for
You
two
should be
dollars
having
or
that
whatever.
with Keon.
Yeah.
Keon is the one you should be having it with. That boy he about to get paid.
Oh,
He
he
put
already
that work.
he his mom is an accountant. They already got him a lot. He good. So what they're doing now, they're putting a nonprofit together, and I'm helping them do that.
Oh.
And Keon's already they already have all of the endorsements pretty much that he has is already ready to invest with them. They just waiting to get the determination letter back from the IRS. So it's man, I said, damn, I ain't never seen nobody build money that fast. But anyways, but he's definitely been influential and making his name work in the places that it needs. The little tutoring place he used to go to when he was in school, they pouring money into that organization. Now we don't own that organization, but I mean we respect it because that's where he went. That's what was available in the town. So and they kind of cool, and we have a lot of our own that participate in that particular organization. And then any of the other, like I said, corporate sponsors or whatever, they already pouring into this where they're ready to pour into this organization. So as soon as we drop that 501c3 document and they open up that bank account, they already have everything they need to get that league started and whatever they're trying to do. So that's good. He's doing his part. But like I'm saying, I was talking to his whole team, the whole team of them. It's a whole bunch of young guys. Some of them have their own businesses. Some of them are still working. And the first thing I went to is the finance. I ain't even gonna tell you no fib. I went straight to it. I went straight to, you know, a portion of funds, how to invest, make that money work for you. What are you doing with your own money? Because what'll happen is y'all will start to see all this money start to pour in this program off the influence of your NFL cousins, which they're going to do it because that's why they're there. But in the same sense, when that money start flowing in, if you don't have your personal finances right, y'all gonna mess it up. You know, so that's the conversations we're having now. Um, it's moving in a little silence a little bit because certain people just want to jump on because of the compensation they see is going to be coming their way. It's going to be coming their way. So I just told them, listen, let's have the hard conversation first. Let's talk about this money. Somebody on the team may have some, somebody on the team may not. For the individuals that don't, this is how you got to line this up. Don't be no fool. you know. So, so yeah, I'm in the mode now, Dre, of helping and sharing and not telling them what to do. Like initially, I used to be like, man, you need to get stats, you need to get Acorn, you need to get this, da 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 da. Now I've learned how to just share and say, hey, Fidelity has this program, it does this, this, and this. Look into it, check
Right,
it out, set up an appointment with a,
right,
see how it works for you. Because we had a conversation last week, I think it was last week, a week before last, Chris, where we were talking about why people are in the position they're in now and why they can't see themselves out of it. And I mean, what's going on? You know, and the older you get, you getting in certain situations. I got a couple friends in a situation right now, and I was like, yo, I can't relate sometimes because I used to look to the future first before I had my entertainment in the now. So I used to be like, okay, what do I need to do to have this at this age and that at that age? And oh man, I'm gonna have to suck this up over here because I don't really like it. But in order for me to get through this, I have to do that, Whereas other people were just being entertained. And now at this late age in life, 50s, late 50s, people are finding themselves living out their cars.
you right about that. And listen, the one thing you got to tell, especially the people in tell them with that very
Sound like a robot.
contract, that first pay check,
They
find
went.
you one dividend stock in it, and you ain't got to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even look at it. Just get you one.
Oh, look at it.
I'm good
And
now.
let it go. Yeah, now go ahead.
No, I was
Uh-oh.
saying, your people is messing up again. How is
No,
it
I can hear
messing up?
you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying that he needs to find that your people's your family is about to play in the NFL. As soon as he get that first NFL contract, he needs to go on Stash and find him either a Coca-Cola, a Pepsi, a McDonald's, Jim. That's
Dang,
gonna.
Dre.
Yeah, you breaking up, Drake.
A
All right,
dividend
hold on.
stock. I thought, yeah, we talk about me and Chris bring you up all the time about them dividend stocks. Make sure people get on them
All
dividend.
right, can y'all hear me now? Is this better?
Yes,
Yeah.
much better.
I was saying, I was saying that he needs to find him either a Pepsi, a Coca-Cola, a General Mills. I'm trying to think who else. Pepsi, Coca-Cola, General Mills, Kellogg's, or Anheuser-Busch, and put $1 million in it. So, for example, let me show you something. If you put right now, today is $70, right? So let's say General Mills, right? So $1 million about 70. That's 14,000 shares, right? So you
Hmm.
multiply 14,285 shares. Is really, let's just say 14,286 shares. So, but then we'll just do that by point. I think it's 50. How much is their dividend? Hold on 1 second, y'all. I got it on my phone.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. You can't
Give me
tell
one second.
black folks nothing. Oh, I know such and such. Man, who you know ain't got nothing to do with this. I
All right, let me
guarantee you
see.
they they don't know what they talking about. Black
What you
people
talking about,
So
Drake?
allergic.
14,000. So 14,000 shares times 60 cent. You know how much he would get his first quarter of dividends off that $1 million? Eight
How much?
thousand seventy-one
Oh,
dollars.
right.
So multiply that by 4. That's $34,000 he made in 1 year, right?
That's somebody's
Now here's the
salary.
now right. Now
Somebody
here's the
selling.
thing, Mo. Now here's the thing, Mo. He's going to just by that 30. So let's say he got 34,000, right? Now you divide that 34,000, divide that, right, by 70, right? That's another 409 shares. That's really 490. So now you multiply 490 times point 0.6. That's another $294. So if you multiply that by 4, that's another 1,000. That means within the next year, he compounded another $4,000 off of the 35,000. So the
Mm.
35,000 in year 2 is 39,000. But to be honest with you, he's probably going to see 42,000. So by the 5th year of that money, so let's just say multiply 42,000.
Over 200 grand.
It's over 200 grand.
Mm.
So you
Yeah.
add that 200 grand back into that 1 million, right? So now let's just say 1 point, so that's 1.2 million, right? Times point, damn, my bad. 1.2 million times 70. I mean, divided by 70, right? So you divide that by 70. That's 17,000 shares, right? Times point 0.6, 10,000. So he's compounded an extra $10,000. An extra 10,000 a quarter though, not a year. A quarter. So think about that.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
all he
Nice
needs to
right
do.
there.
That's all he needs to do. You get one, he just need to take $1 million and put it into one of those stocks, and he will never be broke for the rest of his John Brown life. Unless he just go have a bunch of kids that he don't need or some wild shit. But he will never be broke.
That's right.
Why do you think white people, like I always told y'all, that's what made Albert Einstein famous. It wasn't E equals MC squared. It was the law of 72, right? Of compounded interest.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's a genius. They don't give a goddamn about no E equals MC squared. He taught you how money compounds.
Right.
That's just a fact. When you learn that, that's why that listen, he ain't got to buy another stock in his life, because by the time his career is over, that $1 million done turn into multiple millions, and you're still getting a quarterly dividend.
Done.
And that ain't even all the money he gonna be getting. He gonna have sponsors. He gonna be getting paid for
Exactly.
sponsorships, and then you got this on the back end when you retire.
Exactly.
I'm back.
Yeah, you sitting on what, 8 figures?
Easily. Easily.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's already signed the contract. I think he already signed the
yeah.
contract.
Black
So
people love the
then, so
professional
then
stuff.
you maintain your, that means if he wants to, he can maintain a certain lifestyle after sports, because he's good.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have to, he's not in dire straits to go find some money like a lot of athletes are. I'm telling you,
Right.
if just imagine if the NFL, I mean, people are scared of that part of what we call so-called socialism, but just imagine if the NFL made every football player do what I just said within their first check. No matter if they got 5 million, 10 million, 30 million. $1 million, you have to pick a dividend stock, and $1 million have to go into it. And no, you cannot sell this until your career is over.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
It
why I
would
say
definitely
actors and athletes have no reason being broke. If you were, let's just say, we know
none.
Will Smith ain't broke. We know Will Smith ain't broke. But imagine when Will Smith was making 20 million a movie. Could you imagine if he just took 5 million and threw it into one dividend stock? Let's
Mm.
say around about the time he did Independence Day. Do you know how much money that man would have? It would be
Mm.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it'd be
See,
off
we
the
we
charts.
we we act like we give Warren Buffett like this like unnecessary praise when you could do the same goddamn thing if you had the same, if you gave me 3 million.
Yeah, he even
Man,
tell you
listen.
that. He said he don't
Right.
do nothing special. He just invest in
Exactly.
it and hold it.
Yep.
Telling people
Exactly.
you think you know more. You think the stock knows more than you do when it don't.
Ah.
Exactly. That's why I
It,
tell people
it's
these
simple.
people aren't geniuses. If you
Yeah,
find a way to get you some money and you're patient enough to say, yo, I'm not touching this. That's it. Listen, I started with $5. I'm almost, by the end of this year, I will be at my threshold of a liquid 100,000 in the market. And I started with $5. Man,
Mm.
when listen, let me tell you something, Chris. When I see them 6 figures liquid in my account, you wait till I go. When I go see my daughter and my ex-wife who played me for her citizenship, you wait till you see how I start talking, Chris. When my daughter say, "Daddy, you about to go out the country?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm about to go see one of my wives." I'm gonna say right
Yeah.
in front of her, I'm gonna go see one of my wives. And if
I
she say
can't.
wives, I'm like, "Yeah."
Tree is crazy.
Wait, okay, you wait, Mo.
real
I'll
talk.
call. I'll FaceTime you while doing it. You wait, Mo. You wait. You wait. I will FaceTime you while doing it, and let her sister, not my daughter, I don't have no, my daughter ain't got no sister, but let my ex-wife sister or one of them say, why? I'm like, okay, so when I was married to you and I did the right thing, I was done wrong. But now that I got all this money, I'm supposed to be with one of you? Never. I'm about to go see one of my wives. Bye. You wait. You wait.
I can't with
You wait. And you know me, I'll call them on the phone so she can say, hey, say hi to my daughter, y'all. I'm telling you.
you.
You wait. You wait, Mo. I'm telling you. My dad used to say, in the concrete jungle, get rich and remain humble. You wait till I get them 6 figures. And my when I see them liquid six, I'm almost there. You wait till I see that liquid six. You know they say the door to wealth is 100,000 liquid. You wait till I see that 6 figures where I could touch it. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. And guess what, Mo? I didn't have to take out none of my 401k to get it. Understand? Man, you watch. It's gonna be a whole different Andre. It's gonna be a whole different me. Is Mo still there? I don't see no one but Chris.